Chapter 1152. Father, Lin Yun stopped and turned around to face Lin Rei. His eyes were filled with confusion. He didn't understand what his father meant. What did he mean by not doing it again? Looking at Lin Yun's reaction, Lin Rei shook his head helplessly. Exactly what I said. In other words, I came back this time to deal with some matters and advance to the holy world. What? You want to go to the holy world? Lin Yun was shocked. He knew what kind of place the holy world was. The holy world wasn't like the divine world or the immortal world. It was hard to say if he could come down after going to the holy world. If he wanted to meet his father again, he had to cultivate hard and break through to the saint realm. Only then could he enter the holy world and reunite with his father. However, more importantly, there weren't many people in the divine world who could break through to the saint realm. Just like himself, he was only a mid-hierarch realm expert, only 2 minor realms away from the saint realm. Even so, he didn't dare to estimate the time he needed to break through to the saint realm and enter the holy world. Yes. Looking at Lin Yun, Lin Rei's expression was firm and resolute. Lin Yun knew that once his father made up his mind, even his closest relatives couldn't persuade him to stay. Looking at his father who had just returned and thinking about the scene where they would be separated again, Lin Yun's heart clenched and ached. However, Lin Rei saw Lin Yun's reaction and laughed inwardly. This bastard's news, at least wait until I'm done talking. Shaking his head, he smiled bitterly. All right, I didn't say I'm leaving alone. Why are you acting like this? What do you mean? Lin Yun was stunned on the spot, but a sad smile soon appeared on his face. With Lin Yun's intelligence, he naturally understood the meaning behind Lin Rei's words. Could it be that you, yes? Without waiting for Lin Yun to speak, Lin Rei interrupted and continued, other than arranging some matters, the most important thing is to bring you and your sister along. You've worked hard during this period. Although your cultivation is high, it's useless if you can't catch up. More importantly, you lack combat experience, which is not a good thing for you. As a result, after thinking about it, only a place like the Saints' World, where prodigies roam freely and sects are everywhere, would be suitable for you to train. Lin Yun was overjoyed when he heard Lin Rei's answer. His gloominess from before completely vanished, and Lin Yun was filled with fighting spirit as if he was ready to set off for the Saints' World at any time to compete with the prodigies of the Saints' World. However, before that, you have to pass the position of sect leader to that bastard Lin Shan. Lin Rei, who was originally in a good mood, instantly lost his good mood at the mention of his son. That scoundrel brat. It's been so many years, but his cultivation is still so weak. Compared to you back then, he's simply too weak. Lin Yun, looking at his father's disappointed expression, Lin Yun shivered and tried to exonerate Lin Shan. Father, Xiao Shan's character is like that. Since he doesn't like to cultivate, with the strength of our Xuanzong sect, it's not impossible to ensure that he lives a carefree life. Bullshit. Lin Li roared angrily, then continued, how old is he? He's no longer a child. Back then, I had already made a name for myself in the immortal world when I was his age. With that, he strode toward the position of sect leader. A pot of wine appeared in his hand at some point, and he drank as he spoke. It's not like you don't understand how the world is like. Remember father's words. Apart from your own strength, everything else is illusory. This time, I'll let him understand that without his father, mother, brother, and sister, he is nothing. Lin Yun fell silent. He didn't dare to plead for Lin Shan anymore. He didn't have the guts, especially when he heard the last sentence. He no longer had any thoughts of pleading. All he could do was silently pray for his pitiful younger brother. Pass down the order. This time, apart from the new disciples, all the elites of the sect are to gather in front of the main hall. As for the Xuanzong sect, leave it to him. At least this way, he can protect the people I brought back. Looking at his father, the corner of Lin Yun's mouth twitched. He pitied Lin Shan even more. Father, isn't this a little too ruthless? After all, he's your son. Back then, we offended too many sects in the immortal world. Our enemies are everywhere. If you do this, you'll undoubtedly leave Fourth Brother in the cracks of those sections. With Fourth Brother's ability, I feel that those new disciples of the sect are a little. He understood what Lin Yun meant, but this was the result he wanted. He wanted Lin Shan to have no one to seek help from. This was the only way to let Lin Shan understand what it meant to be cornered, what it meant to strive for improvement, and what it meant to survive. Thinking of the scene of Lin Shan being forced to cultivate and improve himself, the corner of Lin Rei's mouth rose slightly. This matter is settled. Inform them later. Of course, we still have to leave a group of experts behind. It's not to protect Lin Shan, but to protect his family. Even if the sect is destroyed in the end, they won't be in danger. All right. Lin Yun wanted to say something, but in the end, he didn't say it. The hall quieted down. Lin Rei and Lin Yun sat together and began to drink from the wine bottles in their hands. The news of Lin Rei's return swept through the entire Xuanzong sect. Even Ying and the others in the depths of the secret territory heard the news of Lin Rei's return. In the Xuanzong sect's secret territory, in a picturesque place, there was a small bridge over flowing water and a waterfall. On the shore of a lake, there was a wooden house. Ying walked out of it. Following behind her were Bing and Lin Shan. He was the one who informed Ying and Ying about Lin Rei's return. Mother, you have to talk to father properly. Just now, I made father unhappy. Even his tone changed. I've never heard father address me as this one. What? Ying was shocked. She knew her husband well. If he could say something like that, he must be very angry. Sister, what should we do now? On the side, Bing looked at Ying with a dignified expression and continued, Xiao Shan's cultivation is indeed too low. Even the disciples who recently joined the sect are much stronger than him. You and I know young master's character. He has been fighting and working hard all his life to be able to protect his family. Now, his son has become the person he hates the most. Ying was speechless. Ying was silent. She understood what Bing meant, but it was too late now. If she had known this would happen, she would have hardened her heart and locked up her disappointing son to let him cultivate. Chapter 1153. In the end, they couldn't come up with a good plan, so they could only give up. Based on their understanding of Lin Rei, they knew that this matter was going to be troublesome. Let's go. Since our husband is back, let's go take a look. Maybe there will be a turn for the better. Okay, let's go. The two looked at each other and nodded. Ying turned around and glared at her disappointing son before walking towards the front hall. Oh, that's right. Go and call your Uncle Tian. Tell him that young master is back. After saying that, he ignored Lin Shan and disappeared from Lin Shan's sight in the blink of an eye. Looking at his mother's departing figure, Lin Shan's heart shook. He had no choice but to nod and walk in another direction. News of Lin Rei's return spread throughout the Xuanzong sect. Ying and Bing, Lin Tian, Lin Ling, and the others all gathered at the highest and most sacred meeting hall of the Xuanzong sect. In the meeting hall, Lin Rei accompanied Lin Yun and his son to drink. The father and son chatted about their daily lives. Sometimes they cried, sometimes they laughed, and sometimes they sighed. There were wine bottles all over the floor. There were jars, glass bottles, and all kinds of wine bottles. Looking at Lin Yun's tired face, Lin Rei felt even more guilty. He looked at Lin Yun and swore to himself that he would carry out his decision this time. No matter what anyone said, it was useless. Come, let's drink this cup. They should be here soon. With that, Lin Rei raised the cup in his hand and tossed it into Lin Yun's mouth. Lin Yun was excited and happy to be able to drink and chat with his father. It had been a long time since he had enjoyed this kind of life. He had always hoped for this kind of opportunity. Now that it had come true, he was very excited. More importantly, he was able to follow Lin Rei into the holy world. This was the most exciting thing for him. After drinking a cup of wine, Lin Rei gently stroked Lin Yun's hair and said, Okay, there will be plenty of opportunities to drink in the future. That's all for today. They're here. Lin Yun was stunned when he heard that. He spread his consciousness out and saw a dozen figures in his consciousness. Only then did he understand what was going on. He stood up and cupped his hands, intending to leave his seat. He turned around and walked down. Where are you going? When Lin Rui saw Lin Yun turning around, he stretched out his hand to stop him. Father, your son is going down? Let's sit here. Let's sit together today, said Lin Yun with a smile as he pulled Lin Yun to his side. Also, the tradition in our hometown is not to call someone father. One should not forget one's roots. Also, I feel a little uncomfortable calling him father. Lin Yun and he both came from an azure planet at the edge of the universe. There, people called their parents mom and dad. What? Have you forgotten? No. I just feel that father is a little different this time. Lin Yun looked at Lin Rui in a daze. He could feel that Lin Rui was much closer to him this time, and he could feel his fatherly love even more. Heh, you little guy. Lin Rui understood Lin Yun's words. But when he thought about it, he felt that it made sense. In the past, he only knew how to improve his cultivation, and he was indeed lacking when it came to his family. Now that he was in the destiny realm, his personality had changed a lot. Father. Yes. Lin Rui felt warmth in his heart when he heard this form of address that he hadn't heard for a long time. This made him feel like he was at home. Just like that, the two didn't speak and sat together, waiting for the people outside to arrive. Not long after, a foot appeared in front of Lin Rui and Lin Yun. Following the appearance of the foot, the owner of the foot also appeared in front of Lin Rui and Lin Yun's eyes. It was a young man. He could be considered handsome, but Lin Rui couldn't remember who he was. However, Lin Rui felt a strong killing intent from him. Looking at him, Lin Rui frowned and began to search his memories. He wanted to see who this young man was. Lin Rui was silent. However, the moment the young man saw Lin Rui, he was excited. He quickly walked up to Lin Rui and knelt down. Subordinate Shatian greets Sect Master. Shatian? Shaishan's voice entered Lin Rui's ears and pulled Lin Rui back to reality. Why does the name Shatian sound so familiar? Lin Rui felt that the young man's name was very familiar, but he couldn't remember where he had heard it before. Lin Yun, who was sitting at the side, noticed Lin Rui's expression and his face fell. He quickly reminded, Father, you subdued him in the mysterious Sky Sect. Back then, Shatian was still young. Subdued in the mysterious Sky Sect? Hearing Lin Yun's reminder, Lin Li was stunned. He raised his head and looked at Shatian. This time, Lin Li looked very carefully. Adding on the fact that he had subdued Shatian when he was in the mysterious Sky Realm, Lin Li quickly remembered this Shatian. Ah, you brat. Quickly get up. This time, Lin Rui completely remembered. Back then, because he had subdued Shatian, he missed the chance to save his wife and child in the immortal world. Shatian didn't disappoint him. He was originally an ant, but now, he had cultivated to the Great Circle God Emperor realm. Sensing Shaishan's cultivation, he wasn't far from the Supreme God realm. Lin Rui also felt that if Shatian wanted to break through to the Supreme God realm, he could do so at any time. Sect Master, you didn't forget about me just now, right? Shatian stood up and looked at Lin Rui. Lin Rui was silent. Lin Rui felt helpless against Shaishan's straightforward personality. As the saying goes, see through but don't say it out loud. Seeing that his father wasn't speaking, Lin Yun quickly tried to smooth things over. Uncle Shatian, you must be joking. How could my father forget? It's just that you've grown too handsome recently. My father hasn't been back for a long time, so it's inevitable that he's unfamiliar with you. Ha ha ha, seeing Lin Yun like this, Shatian laughed and said what he wanted to say. Lin Li's gaze fell on Lin Yun, his eyes filled with admiration. From the way Lin Yun handled things, he was indeed suitable to be a leader. It seemed that letting him be the sect master all these years was the right choice. He retracted his gaze and looked at Shatian again. Brat, quickly pack up after this. Who knows, I might have to go to the holy world after this. Holy world? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Shatian was dumbfounded. He felt that he had misheard. You're going to the holy world? Yes, why? Can't I enter the holy world? Seeing Shaishan's current expression, Lin Rei was speechless. What? You don't believe me? As a god emperor, Shatian quickly retracted his expression and calmed himself down. Sect master's strength is unparalleled. It's only a matter of time before you enter the holy world. However, from what sect master said just now, you want to bring me to the holy world. It seems like you want to bring me into the holy world. Yes, are you willing? Linli understood Shatian. It would be strange if Shatian wasn't willing to help such a warmonger. As expected, just as Lin Rei had this thought, he heard Shaishan's reply. I'm willing, of course I'm willing. I'm already sick of the divine world. I heard that the saintesses in the holy world are very beautiful. Who knows, I might be able to find a wife there. Lin Rei was speechless. Shaishan's request. Lin Rei didn't dare to agree. He thought that Shatian would challenge the saintesses and saintesses after entering the holy world. What was going on now? Just as the two of them were conversing, more and more people arrived at the main hall. Ying and Bing were the leaders. When they saw that Lin Rei was fine, they were filled with excitement and relief. Greetings, Sect Master. Everyone bowed to Lin Rei. And, all of you can rise. Looking at the people below, Lin Rei revealed a smile. He hadn't seen many of them for a long time. Little Tian is back too. Lin Tian's arrival made Lin Rei's eyes light up. Lin Rei was very happy to see this brother of his who had gone through life and death with him. Young master, you're finally back. Hearing Lin Rei call out his name, Lin Tian was so excited that he almost revealed his face. Ever since he knew that Lin Rei had used it, he was so anxious that he went to look for him. In the end, he was sent back by the space-time storm. Although he was injured, after a long period of recuperation, coupled with the abundant spiritual energy and pills in the divine world, those injuries were insignificant. Hee, all right. Everyone will leave in a while. Let us brothers have a good chat. Then, he looked down at them. These people could be said to be the mainstay of the Xuanzong sect. The smile on his face disappeared the moment he saw them. His cold and dignified face returned to its original cold expression. This time, I'm sure you all have heard some rumors. This time, I'm going to enter the holy world. Once again, I'm going to take away a large number of disciples of the Xuanzong sect, including the current sect master Lin Yun. What? As soon as Lin Rei finished speaking, the people below were shocked. Their faces were filled with disbelief. What, do you have a problem with that? The commotion below made Lin Rei a little unhappy. No, we don't dare. Everyone fell silent again. Every one of them listened quietly. No one said a word, even though they were puzzled. In a while, I'll ask Yun, to gather the people. This time, the entire Xuanzong sect, except for some new disciples, will follow me into the holy world. However, the sect cannot be without a leader. So, I've decided with Yun that Lin Shan will take over as the Xuanzong sect master. Boom, as soon as he said that, it was like a bolt from the blue that struck Ying's head. At the same time, everyone turned to look at Shadow. They did not understand why Linli had made such an arrangement. Sect master, this matter is settled. Seeing that Bing was about to speak, how could Lin Rei not know what she wanted to say? From today onwards, Lin Shan will be the sect master. The sect will kneel, and the sect's protective array will remain. If you don't want to be bullied and want resources, you can only watch as he becomes stronger. In this world of deceit, where only the fittest survive and the fittest are eliminated, you can either become strong and become the undefeatable ruler of this world, or be trampled under the feet of others as a slave. You can be played with or killed by others. As for what Lin Shan wants, it will depend on his own awareness. No one can protect him forever. As soon as he said that, everyone fell silent. Lin Yun wanted to plead for mercy, but he had seen the scene just now. In the end, he chose to keep quiet. Ying had no strength left. The only reason he was still here was because Bing was pushing him from behind, not letting him fall. The next thing is your luggage. After you're dismissed, go back and prepare. As for when you're leaving, wait for my notice. Then, he turned to Lin Yun and said, Yun, the rest is up to you. You can decide what to do. Remember what I told you before. Whoosh. Lin Yun stood up and cupped his hands to Lin Rei. Understood, Dad. So, then, he turned to look at the day below and said, Let's go, little Tian. Accompany your brother for a walk. After saying that, his figure flashed and appeared at the entrance of the hall. Lin Tian glanced at Lin Rei, then flashed and left with Lin Rei. Pa! The moment Lin Rei left, Ying couldn't help but fall to the ground. Her face was pale. Thinking about Lin Rei's words, she had the urge to stay and protect her son. Sister, Lord Husband had no choice. After all, Xiao Shan's cultivation is too weak. Even if he's not compared to Yun, he's still inferior to Xian, Although he didn't want to say it, looking at Ying's appearance, Bing couldn't help but say it. She wanted to refute, but as soon as she opened her mouth, it was as though she was choked by something. After Lin Rei left, Lin Yun sat on the throne and looked at the crowd below. He said, Cultivation. Since father has said so, then everyone should go and prepare. In front of a palace, Lin Rei and Lin Tian appeared. They had complicated expressions on their faces as they looked at the palace. Astral River Hall. Young master, this is where Xian, cultivates. However, it seems that she has been in seclusion for 300 years. Her cultivation wasn't weak at all. I wonder what level she has reached after so many years. Lin Tian, who stood behind Lin Yun, spoke. Is that so? Honestly speaking, even as a father, he didn't know. Thinking back to the past, his heart was filled with regret. He didn't care about his children at all. He instantly released his divine sense and communicated with Lin Xian, who wasn't cultivating. Xian, When one was cultivating, if one forcefully barged in, it would definitely cause one's cultivation to go berserk. However, communicating with one's divine sense wouldn't cause any side effects. In the Astral River Hall, a woman sat cross-legged in the center. She was clad in Taoist robes and her hair was untied. Her countenance was delicate and her features were pure. She was a peak-grade beauty. However, the only thing that could be said about her was her ice-cold countenance. When paired with her countenance, it caused others to tremble in fear. Who is disturbing this seat's cultivation? Her originally tightly shut eyes abruptly opened as a sharp light flashed through them. The coldness in her aura intensified as a heaven-shaking killing intent gushed out from her body. What's going on? Lin Yun could feel the heaven-shaking killing intent. Lin Rei froze as he cast a puzzled glance at Lin Tian beside him. I don't know. Xian's aura seems to have already stepped into the initial phase of the Divine Monarch realm. After carefully sensing, Lin Tian was completely dumbfounded. How long has it been? The cultivation of a junior almost caught up to him, an elder who fought alongside her father. Something's not right. This aura seems to be the heavenly strength of ice. Lin Rei didn't understand. The heavenly strength of ice was a cultivation art that Lin Rei found from the system. Those who cultivated this cultivation art would have to endure bone-chilling pain every day before they could succeed. Because of this, Lin Rei placed this cultivation art at the highest location in the library. But why would it appear in his daughter's possession? Also, from the level of her cultivation, it seemed that she had already reached the 5th level. Chapter 1154. Lin Rei truly couldn't understand. He remembered that the cultivation art he imparted to his daughter back then wasn't the mystic ice heavenly art. But now, this sort of technique seemed powerful, but it was actually quite powerful. However, because he had to endure the bone-chilling frost every day, as Linley saw it, this sort of technique was simply too cruel, and so Linley had sealed it away. He would never have imagined that in just a short period of time, his daughter would actually cultivate the cultivation art he sealed away. Lin Rei, who was at the side, was also stunned. He also didn't know about this. He had been out for a period of time and didn't return to the sect. Hence, he was completely unaware of this point. This lass, why, Lin Rei had a helpless expression on his face. He really wanted to know what this lass wanted to do exactly. Within the Astral River Hall, Lin Xian'er had just awoken from her cultivation. But from her cold countenance, one could tell that she was extremely enraged, so enraged that she wanted to kill someone. She was in the midst of cultivating and was at the most crucial moment. Who knew that she would be disturbed? More importantly, the greatest taboo of cultivation was to be disturbed by others. But now, someone actually dared to disturb her. Furrowing her brows, she opened her eyes and stared at the entrance as killing intent gushed forth from her. I don't care who you are. Since you disturbed this seat's cultivation, you have to pay the price. Standing up, she released her cultivation. The temperature in the surroundings was already below zero, but at the instant Lin Xian'er released her cultivation, the entire space seemed to be frozen solid. Boom! The sealed doors abruptly opened as Lin Xian'er's silhouette abruptly appeared at the entrance. Her gaze swept through the surroundings, and at the instant she saw Lin Rei and Qin Wendian, her killing intent was instantly retracted. Even her cultivation art was retracted to the extreme. And as for Lin Rei, he could feel the killing intent and coldness radiating from Xian'er. Lin Rei started, but at the instant when he saw her retracting her killing intent, his frozen countenance eased by quite a bit. From Lin Xian'er's performance earlier, it was already clear that the mystic ice heavenly art had an effect on her. Father? Lin Shan's reaction was extremely similar to when he first saw Lin Rei. Both of them spoke in a probing tone, as though Lin Rei's appearance was something inconceivable. With regards to this, Lin Rei felt extremely guilty in his heart. His stiff face squeezed out a smile as he nodded, I'm back. Swish. As the sound of Lin Rei's voice faded, Lin Xian'er's to Lin Rei transformed. She stretched out her hands, and hugged Lin Rei. Tears fell from her eyes and she said in a choked voice, You're finally back. I haven't seen you for a long time. After he finished speaking, his words became unclear. In the end, he completely let go of the pain. At the side, when Lin Tian saw this scene, he retreated to the side and didn't disturb the parents. He sat there quietly and didn't say anything. Woo 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 woo, Lin Rei's heart-wrenching cries drifted into his ears. Each and every cry was like a sharp dagger that pierced into his heart. Since young, other than Lin Rei, this daughter of his was the most resolute. But now, she had become like this. Lin Rei understood that everything was his fault. He stretched out his hands and hugged Xian'er, gently stroking her back and silky hair. Tears flowed from his eyes as he said, Cry, cry, cry. Everything will be fine once you cry it all out. Just like that, he quietly listened to Xian'er's cries. Lin Rei didn't stop her. He understood in his heart that it was a good thing for her to let go of all the grievances that had accumulated in her heart. Time slowly flowed by. Lin Rei didn't know how much time had passed. He only knew that he was standing at the same place. The sun had already set and Xian'er's cries gradually stopped. The entire Xuanzong sect was bustling with activity because of Lin Rei's orders. At this moment, Lin Shan also knew of Lin Rei's orders. This order was a merciless blow to him. He didn't think that his father would do such a thing. He really wanted his mother to plead for mercy, but Ice stopped him, telling him the pros and cons of this matter. Lin Shan was still considered sensible. After hearing the pros and cons, he didn't say anything. In the end, he could only silently accept this fact. In the Astral River Hall, Lin Rei sat on the steps in front of the hall. Lin Xian'er was lying on Lin Rei's lap. In addition, the golden rays of the western sun shone down on Lin Rei and Xian'er. This scene was extremely peaceful. Looking at his daughter lying on his lap, Lin Rei spoke in a gentle voice, "Xian'er, I remember that when I left, I didn't give you this mystic ice heavenly force. But why did your cultivation art change after I returned? Not only that, the mystic ice heavenly force you're cultivating has already reached the 5th level." Standing up, she looked at her father with a resolute expression on her face. "Father, you weren't around and I couldn't see you. But every time you encountered danger, your daughter couldn't help you. With Brother Yun taking care of the sect, I felt that I was too useless. So I wanted to cultivate faster. Well, back then when I was in the library, I saw the mystic ice heavenly force sealed by you. So I broke the seal, and after reading the introduction of the mystic ice heavenly force, I resolutely decided to cultivate this cultivation art. Am I right?" Lin Rei finished Lin Xian'er's sentence. "Yes." With regards to this, Lin Xian'er didn't hide it and boldly admitted it. At this moment, Lin Rei panicked. He didn't expect that the reason why Lin Xian'er wanted to cultivate this cultivation art was because of him, her father. When he thought of how painful it would be to cultivate the mystic ice heavenly force, Lin Rei couldn't bear for his daughter to continue cultivating. "Xian'er, why don't we do it this way? If you want to cultivate, Father will give you an even stronger and better cultivation art. You should give up on cultivating this cultivation art. This cultivation art requires you to endure too much pain every day. Father can't bear for you to suffer every day. Do you understand? During these years, the reason why Father worked so hard was because I didn't want you to suffer, I didn't want you to be burdened. I wanted to be able to protect you all. Father, Father." Lin Xian'er suddenly spoke. Lin Rei's voice rang out, his eyes were filled with bewilderment as he stared at Lin Xian'er. "Daughter wishes to cultivate this cultivation art." A resolute expression flashed in Lin Xian'er's eyes. For 300 years, daughter had to endure the pain every day. After all these years, daughter has already gotten used to such pain. In addition, daughter has comprehended many things from this cultivation art. Daughter wishes to continue cultivating, daughter, wish to cultivate. Lin Xian'er's words directly choked Lin Rei, causing him to have no way to continue speaking. "All right, Father, let's not talk about this matter anymore." Lin Xian'er didn't wish to linger on this matter for too long. A smile appeared on her face as she changed the topic. "Oh right, Father, why did you come back this time? How long will you be staying?" Ai. He understood Xian'er's meaning and let out a long sigh. "This time around, I came back to make some arrangements. In the future, I will bring you all to the sacred world." "What? Sacred world? Father, could it be that you..." Lin Xian'er's eyes were filled with disbelief as she stared at Lin Rei. She could vaguely guess something in her heart. One must know that one had to be a half-step saint at the perfection paragon stage, or a half-step saint, directly breaking through to the saint realm. Now that her father said that he would be heading to the sacred world, didn't that mean that her father's cultivation base had already transcended this world? Staring at the shocked expression on his daughter's face, Lin Rei smiled proudly. He stretched out his hand and stroked the bridge of his daughter's nose as he spoke in a doting tone, "Little lass, you are truly intelligent." With regards to the matter of his cultivation base, Lin Rei didn't intend to conceal it. And with regards to his daughter and his family, Lin Rei had no need to conceal it. "You are right. Your father's cultivation base has already broken through to the saint realm, surpassing the limits of this world. The reason why I haven't left yet is because I intend to bring you all to the sacred world. Hence, this time around, follow Father. When we arrive at the sacred world, Father will find some cultivation resources for you, allowing you to break through to the 7th level of the mystic heavenly art of ice faster. After that, Father will find a high-grade cultivation art similar to the mystic heavenly art of ice that doesn't have any side effects. In that case, you won't have to endure the bone-chilling cold every day. I can enter the sacred world as well? With regards to Lin Rei's words, Lin Xian'er didn't pay attention to the latter part of his words. She was focused on the matter of entering the sacred world. Of course you can. At this moment, Lin Tian, who had been standing at the side silently all this while, walked over. He continued, young master's strength can never be compared to the strength of this world. Back then, young master brought our Xuanzong sect to the immortal world from another world. At that time, we had yet to meet the requirements to enter the immortal world. As he spoke, Lin Tian stared at Lin Rei, his eyes filled with worship and respect. Uncle Tian. Upon seeing Lin Tian walking over, Lin Xian'er hurriedly stood up and clasped her hands in greeting to Lin Tian. With regards to Lin Tian's existence, she was extremely clear. Ever since she was born, she knew how important Lin Tian's existence was. Hence, no matter if it was Lin Shan or her, or even Lin Yun who had already broken through to the Empyrean realm, they no longer dared to be impudent in front of Lin Rei. Haha, Xian'er, I haven't seen you in so many years. You are so beautiful. As the saying goes, a single glance is enough to topple an entire country. Compared to those so-called holy maidens and goddesses, you are so much more beautiful. Haha, Lin Tian's words not only caused Lin Xian'er to laugh, even Lin Rei was amused by Lin Tian's words. He understood Lin Tian very well. Lin Tian had never been one to bootlick. But now, he was actually acting like this. Lin Rei felt somewhat bewildered, but he liked the current Lin Tian very much. Uncle Tian must be joking. Lin Xian'er bowed as she spoke humbly. However, from the smile on her face, one could tell that she was very fond of such praise. Father, argh. A scream of agony rang out from Lin Xian'er's mouth. The originally cold atmosphere, after Lin Xian'er's scream, plunged to the freezing point. And this sudden surge of cold qi naturally originated from Lin Xian'er's body. Not good. Upon feeling the coldness, Lin Rei hurriedly hugged Lin Xian'er in his embrace, instantly releasing his cultivation to resist the cold qi. Little Tian, hurry up and seal this place up. Don't let anyone pass through here. Those who disobey will be killed without mercy. Right now, the side effects of Xian'er's cultivation art have appeared. This process is somewhat long, I have to use my own cultivation to suppress it. Upon hearing this, Lin Tian's countenance turned heavy as he nodded his head. He understood the dangers involved. Don't worry, just leave this to me. After speaking, Lin Tian didn't stay any longer. His silhouette flickered as he vanished from his original location. Not long after, the entire Jianghu hall was sealed by a terrifying energy. Hee, little Tian, this fellow isn't simple either. To think that he actually learned such a terrifying sealing technique. After glancing at the seal, Lin Xian'er lowered his head and stared at his daughter who was wrapped in frost. This lass. Lin Xian'er sighed. The mirage spirit blood fire instantly rushed out, transforming into a weak wisp of energy that was controlled to the extreme by Lin Rei. After which, he placed his hand that was wrapped in the mirage spirit blood fire onto Xian'er's back. Swish! The mirage spirit blood fire entered Xian'er's body. Under Lin Rei's guidance, the mirage spirit blood fire began to circulate through Xian'er's meridians. Although the heavenly force of ice was terrifying, it was still nothing in front of the mirage spirit blood fire. With the circulation of the mirage spirit blood fire, Xian'er's body, which was originally ice-cold, suddenly regained a trace of warmth. This lass is not bad. She has courage, I like it. The voice of the little dragon suddenly rang out. In the next instant, the little dragon appeared beside Lin Rei, its gaze landing on Lin Xian'er. You bastard, since you're here, you better think of a solution for me. How is my daughter? Is there any way to resolve the flaw of this cultivation art? Looking at the little dragon, Lin Rei seemed to be grasping at a life-saving straw as he asked. Looking at Lin Rei, the little dragon hesitated for a moment before speaking. There is, but you have to wait until you enter the sacred world. The system's scripture depository will allow you to access the second level of the cultivation art. Over there, you will find the solution to your daughter's cultivation art. The second level of the scripture depository? Lin Rei stared at the little dragon in bewilderment. He had entered the system's scripture depository many times, but he had never seen a second level of the scripture depository. Yes, the second level of the scripture depository. With regards to Lin Rei's question, the little dragon rolled its eyes. Who said that the scripture depository only has one level? Although it's only one level now, when you enter a higher dimension or when your cultivation reaches a higher level, the scripture depository will appear. You haven't seen it before. See, after obtaining the system for so long, you still haven't figured out the layout of the scripture depository? Lin Rei was speechless. With regards to the little dragon's question, other than being speechless, Lin Rei truly didn't know how to describe his current feelings. With regards to the system, what he knew now was merely the tip of the iceberg. If he wanted to understand the system, he still had a long way to go. Just as Lin Rei was in deep thought, the originally unconscious Lin Xian'er suddenly moved. Hurry up and return, don't delay my treatment of my daughter. Now that he knew and had a solution, it was useless for the little dragon to stay here. Not only that, the little dragon's soul was in a corporeal form and others could see it. Heartless. Within the system, the little dragon couldn't help but grumble. However, Lin Rei couldn't hear it. He retracted his thoughts and lowered his head to look at his daughter, his expression filled with concern. Xian'er, how are you? Are you feeling better? The mirage spirit blood fire was still roaming freely in Lin Rei's meridians. Under Lin Rei's control, the mirage spirit blood fire wouldn't harm Lin Xian'er. Chapter 1155. I'm fine. I'm fine, father. The current Lin Xian'er was already much better with the help of Lin Rei. Upon hearing Lin Rei's concern, she opened her tired eyes and smiled tiredly at Lin Rei. After that, she closed her eyes once more. It was as though she had been bitten to the bone by the frost. Even with her cultivation base and the help of Lin Rei, she was exhausted. After replying to Lin Rei, she fell into a deep sleep. Looking at his daughter who was sleeping soundly, Lin Rei's brows were tightly knitted together. His countenance was extremely unsightly. He found it hard to imagine how she managed to endure such pain. Thinking back to the past 300 years, how many days and nights did she have to endure such inhumane pain every single day? Lin Rei's heart clenched in pain. He believed that even her mother, Shadow, didn't know what Xian'er's situation was. In fact, even her mother didn't know what Xian'er's cultivation base was. As for Lin Shan, Lin Rei no longer held any hope for this son of his. Looking at his daughter who was sleeping soundly in his arms, Lin Rei retracted the mirage spirit blood fire and didn't disturb her sleep. This time, it could be considered over. But, what about tomorrow? The day after tomorrow? What about in the future? This pain accompanied her every day. Although she said she was used to it, who could get used to it? Sigh. My pitiful daughter. Lifting his hand, he gently stroked Xian'er's hair. His eyes were filled with pain and reluctance. He truly couldn't imagine that Xian'er was doing all this for him, for the sake of helping this father of hers. Thinking about it, Lin Rei's heart felt stifled. If he had a choice, he would rather transfer this pain to himself. He didn't disturb Xian'er and entered the system. Although he knew that he would be able to find a way to meet Xian'er after entering the sacred world, he couldn't endure it any longer. He couldn't bear to see Xian'er suffer such pain. In the space where the little dragon was still sitting on top of the pool as usual. However, its gaze was fixed on Lin Rei. It was as though it knew that Lin Rei would come to look for it. You brat, you still can't hold it in. The little dragon's words left Lin Rei's mouth, and he nodded. You know why I'm here. Say it, I don't want to waste words. You know me. He went straight to the point. He didn't want to waste time. Ha. The little dragon was already used to Lin Rei's attitude, and the smile on his face never faded. He said softly, "Your daughter's situation is a bit troublesome. You also know that the pain brought about by the cultivation method is eternal. Unless you find something that can restrain this cultivation method, or a medicinal pill, or find a type of divine flame for your daughter, perhaps this will help your daughter escape this pain. Of course. There's another one." With that, the little dragon continued, "I've already told you about this method. As long as you enter the holy world and enter the second floor of the system's scripture pavilion, you'll be able to find the method to save your daughter. There's no other way." "Really, there's really no other way?" Lin Rei couldn't bear it. He knew that what the little dragon said was basically true, but now that his daughter was in so much pain, he really couldn't bear to see her like this. Looking at Lin Rei's painful expression, the little dragon couldn't bear it and let out a long sigh. To Lin Rei, he was family. He didn't want to see Lin Rei like this. After pondering for a moment and hesitating, he looked up at Lin Rei and said slowly, "Actually, there's a medicinal pill. Although it can't get rid of this ice, it can at least restrain it. At least it won't be so painful when it flares up." "What? There's... Tell me quickly." Lin Rei, who originally thought that he had lost all hope, heard the little dragon's words, and his eyes that had lost all hope were reignited with hope. He looked up and took a step forward, grabbed the little dragon's shoulders with both hands, and said excitedly, "Tell me, what kind of medicinal pill is it?" All right." It seemed that the medicinal pill that he was going to talk about was very troublesome. The little dragon seemed to be very hesitant, but when he saw the hope in Lin Rei's expression, he finally opened his mouth and told him what he knew. "The medicinal pill that I'm going to tell you is called the heart-burning flame. Although this heart-burning flame is a type of medicinal pill, it is also not a medicinal pill." "What do you mean?" Lin Rei didn't understand what a medicinal pill was, but it was also not a medicinal pill. Moreover, why did this heart-burning flame sound so much like the name of a flame? Even though he had hundreds of doubts and couldn't understand, as long as he could help his daughter, he had to get his hands on the heart-burning flame no matter what it was. Seeing the puzzled look on Lin Li's face, Xiaolong chuckled, his eyes dim. This sort of heartburn flame is made from the heart blood of one's loved ones, as well as a deity-level flame. However, the medicinal ingredients required for the heart-burning flame are very rare. But, after saying that, the little dragon, who was originally smiling, curled his lips into a devilish smile. Lin Rei's heart skipped a beat and he instinctively felt that something bad was about to happen. Since you have the system, you naturally don't have any shortage in this aspect. As long as you purchase it from the system, you will naturally be able to start refining the heart-burning flame for your daughter. Moreover, I guarantee that with a first-grade sacred grade pill refining technique, you should be able to refine this heart-burning flame." Lin Rei was speechless. Now, Lin Rei understood that after all this time, he finally had a bad premonition. So this was what it was worth. However, as long as he could save his daughter, he wouldn't hesitate even if he had to use his life, let alone redeem it from the system. "All right, tell me. What do you need?" "Straightforward." The little dragon had already expected Lin Rei's decision. Immediately, he didn't hesitate and directly blurted out the refining method of the heart-burning flame and all the medicinal ingredients required. Heart-burning flame, second-grade sacred grade. It is used to suppress the cold poison. It requires the blood of the heart of the person who consumes it. 9 nether sacred lotus, sky bamboo grass, million treasures spirit spring. 100,000 years of yellow lotus seed essence. It can only take effect after refining with divine fire. After refining, it needs to be consumed when the cold poison flares up. It can only be used once to suppress the invasion of the cold poison. After saying that, the little dragon hesitated for a moment and then said again, "However, this kind of pill can only suppress your daughter's cold poison for 3 years. After 3 years, the cold poison will rush out again and return to its original state. It will flare up once a day. Even so, you still want to refine it?" However, from the little dragon's point of view, there was no need to go through so much trouble. He could do it as long as he entered the sacred world. However, in Lin Rei's heart, 3 years was enough. As long as he didn't let his daughter suffer, it would be worth it even if he lost everything, let alone the blood of the heart and exchange points. Lin Rei's resolute expression was his best answer. Regarding this, the little dragon didn't say anything else. He nodded and left. Ding, the host needs to purchase the medicinal ingredients for the heart-burning flame. It will cost 61,350,000 exchange points. Does the host want to continue the exchange? Ding, the host's exchange points are insufficient. Does the host want to choose to buy on credit? The conditions for buying on credit are the same as before. In order for the host to repay within the stipulated time, the host will need to use the host's life force and lifespan to offset it. Ding, the exchange ratio is 1/100. 1 day will offset 100 years of lifespan. Ding, the host wants to continue purchasing the medicinal ingredients for the heart-burning flame? The system's voice echoed in Lin Rei's mind. He had used the system's exchange method before, so he didn't hesitate. Even if it was time to repay the debt and he didn't have the ability to do so, so what? His lifespan was already at its limit. Let the system deduct it. Without even thinking, he directly agreed, purchase. Ding, currently purchasing the medicinal ingredients for the heart-burning flame. Does the host need to? Ding, currently deducting the host's exchange points. Ding, the host doesn't have enough exchange points. Currently buying on credit, please wait. A series of system notifications rang out in Lin Rei's mind. Lin Rei wasn't vexed at all. His face still carried a smile as he looked at his daughter who was sleeping soundly in his arms. Xian, don't worry. Dad has already found a way to suppress the frost. Soon, very soon, you won't have to endure that inhuman pain anymore. After saying that, the image of Lin Xian's happy expression when she no longer had to endure that kind of pain surfaced in his mind. Time passed by bit by bit. Perhaps it was because he was buying on credit, the time taken to purchase the medicinal ingredients was much slower than usual. Ding, purchased 18 medicinal ingredients for the heart-burning flame. The medicinal ingredients have been placed into the system's storage space. Does the host need to check later? Ding, due to the purchase of the heart-burning flame, 61.35 million exchange points have been deducted. Does the host need to check later? Ding, due to the purchase of medicinal ingredients for the heart-burning flame, the system owes 61.36 million exchange points. Does the host need to repay the debt within 3 years? If the 3 years are up and the host is unable to repay the debt, according to the previous agreement, the system will use the host's life force to recover the debt until the host pays off the debt. Ding, due to the host's one-time credit of over 60 million, the system has specially rewarded the host with a chance to draw a lottery. The system hopes that the host will continue to work hard in the future and allow the debt to reach a new high. F***ck me, are you kidding me? Owe money and even reward the system with a lottery? And even F***king reach a new high? The system's reward and punishment system had completely shattered Lin Rei's understanding. However, this wasn't considered a loss. Although he owed over 60 million, at the very least, he had saved his daughter. More importantly, he had also received a chance to draw a lottery. As such, in addition to the reward from the previous purchase of the one-way teleportation formation, he now had 2 chances to draw a lottery. Come to think of it, it seemed that he hadn't drawn a lottery for a long time. Just as the idea of drawing a lottery was born, Lin Rei forcefully stifled it in the cradle. The most important thing now was to refine the pill so that he could enter the Holy Realm and completely solve the problem of his daughter. Thinking of this, he raised his head and looked at Lin Tian outside. With a thought, he transmitted a message to Lin Tian, "Little Tian, I will start refining the pill in a while. As for entering the Holy Realm, don't be in a hurry. Wait until I come out before making a decision." Lin Tian, who was originally bored to death in the outside world, heard the voice in his mind. His expression froze for a moment before becoming serious. He nodded and replied, "Don't worry, leave this matter to me. That's good. Remember, when I am refining the pill, no one can disturb me. Anyone who disturbs me while I am refining the pill will be severely punished. Yes. After doing all this, Lin Rei no longer paid any attention to what was happening outside. He trusted Lin Tian very much. As long as Lin Tian was present, it would be wishful thinking for anyone to break through the seal no matter who it was. Moreover, although Lin Rei was a Saint-tier formation master, he still needed to spend some time to break through the seal above his head. If it was like this for him, there was no need to mention the others. Everything had been prepared. All that was left was to concoct the pill. As for the method to concoct the heart-burning blaze, the instant Xiaolong told him about the pill, it also transmitted the method to concoct the heart-burning blaze into Lin Li's mind. Glancing at his daughter in his arms, Lin Rei had no intention of putting her aside. With a casual wave of his hand, a huge cauldron suddenly appeared in the empty space in front of him. Wang! A buzzing sound came from the huge cauldron. It was as if it was expressing its excitement. It has been a long time since I have refined a pill. Lin Tian, I will let you have a taste. Looking at the huge cauldron, Lin Rei said and immediately took out the primal chaos dragon spear. Phew, it's fine. It won't hurt. I just need to prick it once. That's right. Just one prick will do. With one hand, he pointed the spearhead at his own heart. With a resolute expression, he exerted force in his arm and pierced the spearhead into his heart. Poochie. The sound of flesh being pierced rang in Lin Rei's ears. Following the sound, the pain spread to Lin Rei's entire body. Hiss, the pain spread to his entire body. Lin Rei, who originally had a calm expression, suddenly grimaced in pain. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead. It really hurts. Feeling the pain coming from his heart, Lin Rei had the urge to bang his head against the wall. In the past, when he was fighting with others, he wouldn't feel like this even if he was injured. Now that he was making a move, thinking about it, Lin Rei stopped thinking about it. It was too embarrassing. There was no one else around him. Otherwise, his reputation would be ruined just like that. Thousands of thoughts flashed through his mind. He exerted force in his arm and pulled out the long spear. He casually placed a jade bowl on his chest. The purple blood flowed out from his chest. The moment the blood flowed out, the wound caused by the primal chaos dragon spear started to heal at a speed visible to a meatball. In the blink of an eye, the wound was healed. There wasn't a single scar left. Inside the jade bowl, there was only a single drop. Only this purple drop of blood was present. This scene made Lin Rei feel a little helpless. The sacred body is really abnormal. In just an instant, the wound was healed. This was the primal chaos dragon spear. If it was any other divine artifact or sacred artifact, it wouldn't be so easy to cut open Lin Rei's body or get a drop of blood from his body. Now that he had the blood and the most important medicinal catalyst, the next step was to refine the heart-burning flame. As the saying went, before refining pills, one had to burn incense and take a bath to calm one's heart. However, he was in a hurry now. Those complicated etiquette were thrown to the back of his mind. He placed the jade bowl by the side. With a thought, he took out the 18 stalks of medicinal herbs he bought from the system. He followed the order of refining the heart-burning flame and placed them by the side. Looking at the row of medicinal herbs and his own blood, if any of these items were to be thrown into the deity world or the sacred world, it would undoubtedly cause a storm of blood. These few items were hard to come by. They were one in a million existences. Who wouldn't want them? Especially Lin Rei's drop of purple blood. Even though it was just a small drop, if it was refined by a god monarch, it would most likely break through to the peak late-stage god emperor realm. Chapter 1156. The violet light from the flower shone brightly, illuminating the entire astral river hall. What was even more mysterious was that this drop of violet blood didn't have the stench of blood. On the contrary, it emitted a refreshing fragrance that caused one to feel extremely comfortable. Just by smelling it, one would be able to feel their cultivation base slowly rising. Although the increase in cultivation base was extremely small, as the saying goes, no matter how small a fly is, it's still meat. Also, for a drop of blood to be able to do so, one could very well imagine how powerful this drop of blood was. Wait a little longer. It will be done soon. Glancing at his daughter in his embrace, he no longer hesitated. His expression was resolute as he lifted his hand. The mirage spirit blood fire instantly gushed out, enveloping the entire cauldron. At Lin Rei's current level, he could concoct pills without a cauldron. But now, Lin Rei was in his embrace. He was deeply aware of how powerful the mirage spirit blood fire was. He was afraid that he might injure Lin Xian'er. Preheating was something an alchemist would be imparted to them when they first started learning. No matter what level they reached, preheating was still something they couldn't do. There was one point that could be ignored. For alchemists who didn't use a cauldron, they could directly concoct pills without preheating. As the cauldron was preheating, Lin Rei was multitasking. In his mind, he repeatedly simulated the concoction method of the heart-burning flame. Although Lin Rei was extremely confident in his own concoction skills, he still needed to spend some time to ensure a successful concoction. Let alone the fact that the heart-burning flame was concocted for his loved ones. Hence, he couldn't afford any mistakes. In his mind, the concoction process of the heart-burning flame was repeated over and over again. Time and time again, Lin Rei simulated the process to the extreme. In the outside world, the preheating of the alchemy furnace had also finished. It was as if he had calculated the time. After the preheating of the alchemy furnace ended, the deduction in his mind also stopped. He came back to his senses and threw the 9 nether sacred lotus directly into the alchemy furnace. He controlled the illusory spirit blood fire and began to refine it. Given Lin Rei's pill concoction skills, in addition to the simulation of the heart-burning flame in his mind, he was extremely familiar with the tempering of the 9 nether sacred lotus. It was as though this pill had been concocted countless times by Lin Rei. Pu. A strange sound came from the alchemy cauldron. Lin Rei frowned as he infused his spiritual energy into the cauldron to investigate the 9 nether sacred lotus. In his mind, the scene in the cauldron appeared clearly. A ball of illusory spirit blood fire was in the cauldron, and the 9 nether sacred lotus was surrounded by the illusory spirit blood fire. Wisps of green smoke came out of the 9 nether sacred lotus. What happened? The strange state of the 9 nether sacred lotus made Lin Rei very nervous. According to the results of his deduction, the 9 nether sacred lotus shouldn't be in such a state. Lin Rei was extremely nervous. Furthermore, he could not afford to lose this medicinal pill, so he was especially concerned about it. As long as there was the slightest difference, Lin Rei would be nervous to death. Pu, the strange sound became more and more obvious. Lin Rei became more and more anxious, as if his heart was about to stop. His mind was tense to the extreme. Brat, relax. Don't be nervous. Calm your mind. Only with a calm mind can you think things through. The little dragon's voice suddenly appeared in his mind. And the little dragon's words woke Lin Rei up. His body trembled slightly. The nervousness from before slowly calmed down after the little dragon's words. Only with a calm mind could he think about what was going on. The consciousness cultivator thought about the 9 nether sacred lotus. Thinking about the existence of the system, he said, investigate the 9 nether sacred lotus. Ding, okay. Please wait a moment. Receiving Lin Rei's order, the system appeared and began to investigate the 9 nether sacred lotus. It had to be said that the system was still very good. It had been a long time since Lin Li had had the chance to use this kind of probing ability. Afterwards, after his training had increased, he had not used this ability. Now that he thought about it, it was really a waste of resources. Sighing, he stared at the 9 nether sacred lotus. As long as there was something wrong with the sacred lotus, he would stop in time. This kind of medicinal herb was not something that could be found on the streets. Ding, investigation complete. Would the host like to check? Nonsense. Hurry up. Lin Rei could only roll his eyes at the system's inflexible question. But there was nothing he could do. After all, this was the system's program. He couldn't change it unless he could surpass the system one day. But Lin Rei knew that when that day came, he wouldn't need the system anymore. Ding, please take a look. As soon as the system's voice fell, a screen appeared in front of Lin Rei. On it was a picture of the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus. And next to the picture, there was an introduction of the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus. The 9 Nether Sacred Lotus is of the Yin attribute. It grows beside the 9 Nether River and is nourished by the 9 Nether Chi and the water of the Nether River. It takes 10,000 years to form, 100,000 years to grow, and 1,000,000 years to bloom. It is a 6th grade sacred medicine. 6th grade sacred medicine. The introduction of the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus confused Lin Rei. He had heard of sacred medicine, but what the hell was a 6th grade sacred medicine? He had never heard of it. But now that he understood the introduction of the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus, Lin Rei understood what was going on. The 9 Nether Sacred Lotus was of the Yin attribute, and Lin Rei's illusory spirit blood fire was of the Yin attribute as well. It was the most Yin and evil in the world. It was stupid to use it to refine the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus. Forget it. Since I know this, let's change to another flame. As he said that, the illusory spirit blood fire's blood red color turned gray the moment Lin Rei changed his mind. The temperature of the flame and the illusory spirit blood fire only increased. The Hongmeng flame was obtained from the system after Lin Rei ascended to the realm of the gods. As he liked the illusory spirit blood fire, he didn't use it. He didn't expect it to come in handy today. Compared to the Hongmeng flame and the illusory spirit blood fire, although the Hongmeng flame was slightly better, the illusory spirit blood fire was a growth flame. Therefore, the illusory spirit blood fire was stronger. The Hongmeng flame was produced in Hongmeng. It was the most yang flame. Perhaps it was the best to refine the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus. The facts proved that Lin Rei's guess was right. With the appearance of the Hongmeng flame, the abnormality of the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus disappeared instantly. It was replaced by the normal state of refining. In the furnace, the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus, which was still the same as before, melted the moment Lin Rei changed it to the Hongmeng flame. In the end, it was refined by the Hongmeng flame. Not long after, the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus disappeared from the flame. It was replaced by a blue, thumbnail-sized drop of refining liquid. Retract. Using the retract technique, Lin Rei's left hand sucked towards the furnace. The liquid in the furnace instantly rushed out and finally fell into the jade bottle that Lin Rei had prepared. With a pa-da sound, Lin Rei's anxious heart relaxed a little. I finally finished refining a medicinal ingredient. Thinking back to what had just happened, Lin Li couldn't help but sigh. He didn't expect that after not refining pills for a while, he would forget the most basic thing. Thinking about it, he sincerely expressed his gratitude to the little dragon. If it wasn't for the little dragon's reminder at the critical moment, he would probably still be confused now. The sky bamboo grass was an existence similar to green bamboo. However, the spiritual energy it emitted made Lin Rei a little jealous. Having learned his lesson from the 9 Abyss Saint Lotus, Lin Li had learned his lesson. Before refining, he would first learn the attribute, name, and age of the ingredients before he began to refine them. As the saying goes, know yourself and know your enemy, and you will never be defeated. Just like the 9 Nether Sacred Lotus, if he didn't investigate, he would never have thought that the small and inconspicuous sacred lotus was actually 1,000,000 years old. As for the sky bamboo grass, it looked very unremarkable and was quite old as well. It was at least 500,000 years old, and its grade was lower than the Saint Lotus. As such, the prize, a grade 4 Saint Herb, was also a rare item. After succeeding a few times, Lin Li began to let it go. Time slowly passed, and in the blink of an eye, 30 hours had passed. The moonlight appeared in the horizon, and as time passed, the morning sun appeared in the horizon. Lin Li spent the night in the midst of his forging. As a Saint Realm expert, Lin Rei's spiritual energy was abundant. Although the refining time was slightly longer, he could still withstand it. In the past 30 hours, Lin Li had refined 17 different types of medicinal ingredients. Right now, he only had one type left, the yellow lotus essence. Lin Li didn't use his probing abilities on this type of ingredient. It wasn't that he didn't need it, but because the yellow lotus seed essence was something that Lin Rei had used before. This item was an existence that had a neutralizing effect when refining great medicines. 100,000 years old was already considered very old. In the past, when Lin Rei was refining, the best yellow lotus seed essence was only 10,000 years old or tens of thousands of years old. This was the first time he used a 100,000-year-old one. At the side, 17 jade bottles were filled with tempering liquid. Looking at his achievements in the past 13 hours, a smile appeared on his face. In his embrace, Lin Xian'er hadn't woken up since yesterday. It was as though she was tired. Or maybe it was because she had been cultivating for a long period of time, and the person she trusted the most had left her side. Hence, she slept very soundly today, very soundly. Lowering his head, he glanced at his daughter in his embrace before once again entering the state of tempering. Now that the night had passed, it wouldn't be long before Lin Xian'er entered the state of pain again. He had to concoct the pill before the pain arrived. As he thought of this, he instantly activated the Hongmeng fire. Under the effect of his mental energy, the yellow lotus seed essence entered the cauldron. Boom! The instant the yellow lotus seed essence entered the cauldron, the Hongmeng fire enveloped it and began the final step of tempering. In his spiritual sense, under the tempering of Lin Rei's Hongmeng fire, the essence of the yellow lotus seed essence was extracted from its shell bit by bit. This process was very short. Because of the quantity of the yellow lotus seed essence, it didn't take too long. Pa! A crisp sound rang out. The instant the liquid essence of the yellow lotus seed essence entered the jade bottle, the tempering process was completed. Right now, all the preparations were complete. The only thing left was to wait for the pill to be formed. At the entrance of the Xuanzong Sect, in the originally peaceful skies, numerous silhouettes suddenly appeared, rushing towards the Xuanzong Sect with great speed. Right now, the one guarding the entrance was still the Scarlet Flame Tiger. Originally, Lin Rei had planned to replace it, but after thinking that it wouldn't be able to stay here for long, he didn't say anything. Now that experts had appeared in the skies, the Scarlet Flame Tiger naturally wouldn't ignore them. Lifting its head, it stared at the intense auras emitted from the black dots as a killing intent flashed in its eyes. Awoo! A howl of rage rang out from its mouth, directed at the black dots in the distance. Immediately after, the husky's body changed rapidly as it roared, returning to its original appearance bit by bit. 100 zhang, the Scarlet Flame Tiger's body returned to half its original size. A 100 zhang tall Scarlet Flame Tiger appeared before the entrance of the Xuanzong Sect. Fuck, so big? On the side, Xue Lingtian's eyes widened when he saw the Scarlet Flame Tiger's sudden transformation. Regarding this, the Scarlet Flame Tiger didn't have Xue Lingtian. It wouldn't be a big deal if it was just fooling around, but now that unknown people were attacking, how could it act as usual? After returning to its original form, the Scarlet Flame Tiger's body emitted the undying flames that it had refined from Xie Feng. The Scarlet Flame Tiger's aura soared, becoming extremely powerful. What's going on? Who? How could the Scarlet Flame Tiger find its original form? The instant the Scarlet Flame Tiger returned to its original form, its aura was sensed by many experts in the Xuanzong Sect. Their gazes instantly gathered on the entrance, feeling curious. Yes, they were curious, not worried. Everyone was well aware of the Scarlet Flame Tiger's cultivation. Even Lin Yun couldn't guarantee that he would be its opponent, let alone in the divine world. In the distance, the black dots that were rushing over from all directions were stunned when they saw the Scarlet Flame Tiger fighting behind the Xuanzong Sect. Fuck, what's going on? What's that stupid tiger trying to do? Damn, it can't be that it's treating us as enemies and wants to eliminate us, right? At this moment, everyone who came to the Xuanzong Sect had the same thought. Once again, Lin Rei knew who they were from their auras. When Linley was planning to return to the God Realm, he had asked the system to tell all his disciples and subordinates scattered around the God Realm to return to the profound sect as soon as possible. The black dots in front of the scarlet flame tiger's eyes were none other than the disciples and subordinates that Lin Rei had summoned back. In the Empyrean River Hall, the disciples and subordinates naturally felt the auras of the scarlet flame tiger. However, when Lin Rei felt the aura of the scarlet flame tiger, a trace of pity appeared on his face. TSK, little guy, it's not that this sovereign doesn't want to help you, but your eyesight is too good. I've already forgotten the auras of little you and the others. Let's see if you can survive this time. A devilish smile appeared on his face as he focused all his attention on the pill concoction cauldron. Hongmeng flames rushed out as runes after runes appeared in Lin Rei's hands. The 18 bottles of tempering liquid were already empty. Gather for me. A light voice rang out from Lin Rei's mouth as the runes in his hands began to change. The moment the runes changed, the 18 drops of tempering liquid within the pill concoction cauldron started to gather together. Although the speed was somewhat slow, this scene was exactly what Lin Rei wanted to see. Lin Rei didn't realize that when he shouted, Lin Xian, who was in deep sleep, had awoken. Rubbing his sleepy eyes, he lifted his head to look at Lin Rei. When he saw Lin Rei's actions, he felt a little nervous. The greatest taboo when concocting pills was to be disturbed. He didn't want his actions to disturb his father's pill concoction. Chapter 1157. Lin Rei didn't know about Lin Xian's awakening. Right now, Lin Rei was completely focused on the pill concoction cauldron. There were no distracting thoughts in his mind. Right now, his only thought was to complete the concoction of the heart-burning flame. After that, he would use it to alleviate the pain caused by his daughter's cultivation. Lying in his embrace, Xian stared at her father in a daze. Such a scene would only happen when she was young. Right now, 1,000 years had passed. It had been 1,000 years since she had been so close to him. Thinking of this, she felt a sense of sorrow in her heart. At the same time, she also felt a sense of satisfaction. Lying in the embrace of this man before her, she felt extremely safe and satisfied. Father, I really hope to be in your embrace forever. Only she would dare to have such thoughts. Even her mother, Shadow, had never had such thoughts. As one of Lin Rei's war generals, Shadow understood that Lin Rei's goal wasn't as simple as the divine realm. Also, it was impossible for her to lock down this man's heart. Quietly lying in Lin Rei's embrace, watching him concoct the pill. For a period of time, the atmosphere was silent to the extreme. As for Lin Rei, his heart was currently filled with nervousness. When he thought of the pill concoction process, he was so nervous that he couldn't control himself. Ever since he stepped onto the path of alchemy, he had never been as nervous as he was today. He was afraid that the concoction of the heart-burning flame would fail and that his precious daughter would experience the pain of yesterday. 9 Dragons Fusion. The 9 Dragons differentiation art was a pill concoction technique Lin Rei created. Although it couldn't be considered top-notch, he was already used to it. Not only that, using the 9 Dragons differentiation art to concoct pills, the success rate was much higher compared to using other techniques. With a roar, the original Hongmeng flame instantly split into 9 portions. The 9 portions of Hongmeng flame transformed into fire dragons in the blink of an eye. 9 dragons appeared, revolving around the 18 drops of tempering liquid. If this scene was seen by an accomplished alchemist, their jaws would surely drop. In fact, they might even beg Lin Rei to impart the 9 Dragons differentiation art to them. Close. Lin Rei's fusion symbol rushed out and the seals in his hands changed constantly. Mysterious runes appeared in his hands one after another, then rushed into the cauldron and finally fell into the 18 drops of quenching liquid. A miraculous scene appeared. The moment the symbol rushed into the alchemy furnace and fused with the 18 drops of quenching liquid, the 18 drops of quenching liquid fused together in an instant and became indistinguishable from each other. In the blink of an eye, the 18 drops of quenching liquid, each of which had rejected the other, merged under Lin Rei's manipulation. Here comes the most crucial moment. I hope nothing goes wrong. Lin Rei watched as the 18 drops of quenching liquid fused together in the cauldron. Beads of cold sweat formed on his forehead. Now that the quenching liquid had fused, the next step was to condense the pill. This was the most crucial step. If the pill was not condensed, then everything he had done so far would have been in vain. Letting out a long breath, Lin Rei's expression became serious. With a thought, a pill appeared out of thin air and flew into his mouth. As soon as the pill entered his mouth, it melted, transforming into waves of pure medicinal energy that surged through Lin Lei's entire body. Previously, he had been somewhat lacking in energy, but as soon as the pill entered his mouth, it began to dissolve and spread throughout his body, causing the energy he had been lacking to instantly recover to its peak. Although not recovering wouldn't affect him from seeing it, he felt at ease. After doing all this, the most important thing was not to separate. At this moment, his gaze focused on the cauldron, and the seal in his hands changed. 9-Dragon Pellet Condensing Technique. 9-Dragon Pellet Condensing Technique was also created by Lin Rei himself. However, this pellet condensing technique was a peak existence. It was the best pellet condensing technique he had ever seen. 9-Dragon Pellet Condensing Technique. 9 dragons condense into a dragon. Fuse, refine, condense. The seals of the 9-Dragon Pellet Condensing Technique continuously appeared, then rushed into the cauldron one by one. The 18 drops of quenching liquid that were originally in perfect harmony began to harden under the effect of Lin Rei's pellet condensing technique. Rumble, rumble, suddenly, the weather that shouldn't have appeared under the protection of the array suddenly changed. Dark clouds instantly engulfed the sky above the Milky Way hall where Lin Rei was. Dark clouds instantly covered the area within 100 zhang radius. The wind blew, and lightning appeared. Wind and lightning intertwined, and the scene changed in an instant. The entire Xuanzong sect, as well as Lin Tian, who was guarding Lin Rei, had a grave expression. What's going on? Why did the weather suddenly change? Could it be that a treasure has appeared? In front of the sect gate, the scarlet flame tiger was glaring at the people coming from afar. The moment the thunderclouds rolled above the Milky Way hall, its expression froze. Turning its head, the scarlet flame tiger's gaze fell on the thunderclouds above the Milky Way hall, and an expression of understanding appeared on its face. The worry from before disappeared, and a smile appeared on its face. So, Brother Lei is refining pills. Smiling, the scarlet flame tiger didn't say anything else. With regards to such lightning tribulations, it had seen too many of them. It had followed Lin Rei since young, and it would be strange if it didn't know about this. Outside the Milky Way hall, Lin Tian raised his head and stared at the sky. When he saw the dark clouds and the rumbling of thunder, his expression eased slightly. Seems like I'm not far from success. After speaking, he turned his head to look at the interior of the Milky Way hall, and a relaxed expression appeared on his face. Although he hadn't seen Lin Rei before, as the servant of Lin Rei, he didn't care if something happened to Lin Xian'er. Even if the treatment of Lin Xian'er required his life, he wouldn't have any complaints. He would pull out his blade and commit suicide to protect Lin Rei's bloodline. In the hearts of the crowd, the pill was completed very quickly. But in Lin Rei's heart, this was the proudest step he had ever taken. The process of condensing the pill was extremely slow. If one was careless, the cauldron would explode. Hence, the Lin Rei at this moment had already entered the cauldron, and he was extremely careful. Condense for me. Lin Rei could sense the dark clouds above his head. When the phenomenon of pill condensation appeared, Lin Rei grew even more nervous. He increased the output of his spiritual qi and started to speed up the process. Right now, it was already afternoon and the time for the mystic ice heavenly force to erupt was about to arrive. He had to wait until the mystic ice heavenly force acted up and successfully concoct the heart-burning flame for Lin Xian'er to consume. Time was of the essence, and he couldn't allow Lin Rei to proceed slowly. He increased the output of his spiritual qi, and Lin Xian, who was lying in Lin Rei's embrace, naturally felt it. Her heart was filled with bewilderment. She didn't understand why her father was in such a hurry. The most important thing in pill concoction was to calm one's heart and energy. This was especially so for the process of condensing the pill. It couldn't be rushed. But now, it was the complete opposite. F***ck, smelly brat, have you gone mad? Within the system, the little dragon could feel the urgency in Lin Rei's heart and actions. It couldn't sit still any longer. If he circulated his spiritual qi so quickly, the cauldron might explode if he wasn't careful. And now, Lin Rei had already used the saint's spiritual qi. If the cauldron were to explode, the consequences would be dire. The entire astral river hall. Wrong, everything within 100 miles of the astral river hall would be flattened by the saint's spiritual qi circulating at such a high speed, turning into nothingness. There's no more time. Little dragon, quickly help me. How could he not understand the anxiety of the little dragon? But there wasn't much time left. He couldn't wait any longer and could only do this. F***ck, you bastard, you tricked me again? Lin Rei's fearlessness caused the little dragon to understand that right from the start, he had already been tricked by Lin Rei. Although this was dangerous, with his help, how could such a small amount of danger be resolved? Thinking of this, the little dragon felt extremely sullen in his heart. But there was no other way. If he didn't help, although Lin Rei wouldn't die from the explosion, he would definitely be heavily injured. Now that they were about to enter the holy world, if he didn't help now, it would definitely delay the time of entering the holy world. For this reason, he had no choice but to help. It had to be said that this move of Lin Rei's was too clever. For this reason, the little dragon had no choice but to help. Bastard, when you reach the holy world, find me a fruit called the Spirit Void Fruit. Otherwise, I won't let you off. Alright, hurry up and help. I can't hold on any longer. Just as the little dragon's voice fell, Lin Rei's voice followed. It was as if he knew that the little dragon would agree and was waiting here. Rolling his eyes, he didn't say anything else. Raising his hand, a stream of pure qi flowed out from the little dragon's palm. A vortex appeared in front of his palms. The pure qi rushed into the vortex and directly entered the cauldron. This qi. After feeling the additional qi in the cauldron, a relaxed smile appeared on Lin Rei's face. He knew in his heart that the little dragon had helped. However, the qi that appeared in the cauldron shocked Lin Rei. Currently, he was using his saint's spiritual qi. However, in front of the little dragon's pure qi, his saint's spiritual qi was like a mouse that saw a cat. He had a feeling that he couldn't go forward. Could it be that I'm hallucinating? The moment that feeling appeared, he probed again. The great feeling from before had disappeared as if it had never appeared. Or perhaps he was hallucinating and felt wrong. Unable to figure it out, he shook his head and ignored it. With the help of the little dragon, the speed of condensing the pill increased by many times. After the addition of the little dragon, the original liquid slowly solidified into the shape of a pill. Time passed by slowly. After 2 hours, the heart-burning flame was finally condensed successfully. However, the color of the pill made Lin Rei unable to look straight at it. Half of it was blood red and the other half was blue. This was the first time Lin Rei had seen such a pill. The pill is formed. Rumble, rumble, the moment the heart-burning flame pill was formed, the thunderclouds above the Milky Way hall seemed to be unable to hold back the lightning. A lightning dragon rushed out of the thunderclouds and swooped down towards the heart-burning flame. Its speed was so fast that it made one's hair stand on end. Sigh. You bastard. Feeling the power of the thunderclouds, the little dragon sighed. A hint of helplessness flashed across its eyes. I'll help you this time. Saying that, it raised its head towards the sky of the system space. It raised its hand and shouted, disperse. Boom, with a loud bang, a scene that made Lin Rei shocked appeared. The lightning dragon that was swooping down with the power of heaven and earth, in the instant it swooped down and was about to reach Lin Rei, the lightning dragon instantly turned into nothingness. What was even more shocking was that the thunderclouds that were brewing the lightning tribulation in the sky also collapsed the moment the lightning dragon collapsed and disappeared without a trace. F***CK, F***CK, what's going on? What's going on? Puzzled voices sounded from all over the Xuanzong sect. It was the same in front of the mountain gate, including Lin Rei. Others might not know, but he was very clear that it must have been done by the little dragon. Only the little dragon could do this. Shattering the thunderclouds with a wave of his hand was no joke. Even if he was a saint, he could not do it with a wave of his hand. Words were law. Lin Rei did not have a deep understanding of this kind of essence, so it was not enough to make the thunderclouds dissipate. The appearance of this scene made Lin Rei's strength rise to another level against the little dragon. Where is this guy's strength? This thought appeared, but was immediately discarded. Raising his hand, the heart-burning flame in the alchemy furnace rushed out and landed in Lin Rei's hand. The moment the pill appeared, the entire Milky Way hall, including Lin Tian who was guarding outside, smelled an irresistible fragrance. It's done, young master, it's done. Little miss can be saved. Lin Tian became excited. In front of the Milky Way hall, Lin Rei looked at the heart-burning flame in his hand and sighed. Such a small pill actually used so much of his money. As he thought about it, Linley's heart began to ache. But when he thought about how his daughter's pain could be alleviated by this pill, the pain in his heart dissipated. Now, there's only one step left. Looking at the heart-burning flame, he thought of the last step of the pill formula. The moment the pill was completed and taken out, the blood from the heart of one's loved ones should be poured onto the pill and let the sick person take it. Thinking about it, he raised his hand and the jade bowl at the side fell into Lin Rei's hand. Lying quietly in the bowl was the blood from his heart. It was the blood of Hongmeng's sovereign physique that made everyone in Hongmeng go crazy. Drip. The jade bowl tilted and the blood that was like a purple gem dripped down the bowl onto the heart-burning flame. Boom! There was a loud boom and the pill shone brightly. The sound was even louder than before and it was 100 times louder than before. Heart-burning flame, the real heart-burning is done. Looking at the real heart-burning flame in his hands, Linley, who had been warned, finally relaxed. SSS, just as Lin Rei was trying to sense it, he heard a sound and the temperature around him suddenly dropped. I don't dare. It's time. When the cold aura appeared, Lin Rei knew that the side effect of the mystic ice heavenly technique was taking effect. Lowering his head, Lin Rei looked at Xian who was curled up in his arms and trying to endure the bone-chilling cold. His heart clenched and he reached out to place the heart-burning flame beside Xian mouth. Xian open your mouth and eat this pill. You'll be fine after eating it. Quick, be good. As if coaxing a child, he placed the heart-burning flame beside Lin Xian's mouth. A second-grade saint-tier pill and the blood of Hongmeng's sovereign physique. The heart-burning flame could be said to be unleashed to the extreme. Gulp. Lin Xian's consciousness gradually faded under the bone-chilling cold. The pill entered Lin Xian's body unconsciously and with the help of Lin Rei's spiritual qi, it finally entered Lin Xian's stomach. The pill melted the moment it entered her mouth, leaving a fragrance in her mouth. The instant the medicinal effect of the heart-burning flame entered Lin Xian's body, it dissipated. Chapter 1158. His heart was finally at ease. He took out a blanket and laid it on the ground, placing Xian on it. Sitting cross-legged at the side, Lin Rei silently stared at his daughter who had a pained expression on her face. He let out a long sigh and didn't say anything. His divine sense continued to probe the condition of Xian's body. If there was anything wrong, he would immediately step forward to stop her. However, luckily, Linley was completely at ease after this round of probing. The instant the heart-burning flame entered Lin Xian's body, it transformed into a scorching warm current that flowed through her limbs and bones. Even her internal organs were being nourished with warmth. Everything is fine now. As for when we arrive in the sacred world, Father will immediately head to the second level of the scripture depository to search for items that can suppress the mystic ice force. As he thought of this, Lin Rei thought of the matter of entering the sacred world. Now that a day had passed, he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to make it in time. Seems like it's time to go out and take a look at those little fellows. Recalling the auras of Lin Wanyu and the others, a smile appeared on his face. His silhouette came to the edge of the astral river hall. When he released his divine sense earlier, he discovered that Lin Tian was here. As for Lin Xian'er, who was lying on the blanket, with the heart-burning flame helping her resist the cold poison, she was already fine. It was just that the medicinal effect of the pill was too strong and it would still take some time for it to fuse with her body. As for danger, if there was still danger in the Xuanzong sect, there was no need for this sect to exist anymore. Little Tian, open the seal. Qin Wentian transmitted his voice to Lin Tian, who was outside the seal. Young master. The instant Lin Tian's voice rang out in his mind, Lin Tian acted. With a wave of his hand, the seal covering the entire astral river hall was removed. Young master, Xian'er, recovered? Seeing Lin Rei but not Lin Xian'er, Qin Wentian asked. Staring at Lin Tian, a smile flashed on his face as he nodded. She's still all right. However, this cultivation art is a little troublesome. If you want her to recover completely, you have to head to the sacred world as soon as possible. Only there would Xian'er's pain be completely cured. Then, it's fine. Now I have a medicinal pill. That medicinal pill, combined with my heart's blood, can suppress the pain for 3 years. 3 years is enough for me to enter the saint's world and find a way to resolve Xian'er's pain. Heart blood. Young master, you. Lin Tian's complexion changed greatly. Heart blood was not as simple as normal bleeding. A single drop of heart blood would take 100 years to recover. Moreover, with Lin Rei's level of cultivation, it would be impossible for him to recover his heart blood without at least 1,000 years. He wanted to say something, but halfway through, his voice stopped abruptly. He understood that anything he said now would be in vain and useless. Don't worry, a single drop of heart blood won't be able to take the life of your young master. Not to mention. Turning his head, he glanced at his daughter Lin Xian'er, who was quietly recovering in the great hall as a smile appeared on his face. That is my daughter, my only daughter. If a drop of my heart's blood can completely cure her crying, I will do it without hesitation. If my life must be used, I will definitely not blink my eyes. I will take my own life to save hers. Even for you, little Tian, if anything happens to you, I will also do it without hesitation. As he spoke, he patted Lin Tian's shoulder. I will go out for a while. Help me look after Xian'er. If anything happens, immediately send a voice transmission to me. Understand? Hearing his words, Lin Tian was filled with gratitude. Don't worry, I will definitely protect Xian'er. Okay, I will go now. Nodding to Lin Tian, he dashed off into the distance, his silhouette disappearing from the astral river hall in an instant. Within the great hall, it was bustling with noise and excitement. At this moment, Lin Yun was standing in front of a woman with an obedient look on his face. In the great hall, a group of people were chatting in groups of 3 to 5. However, there were 2 people who didn't join the crowd. Sister you are finally willing to come back. I thought you wouldn't follow us to the saint's world this time. Lin Yun spoke. How could that be? Lin Yun's words made the woman beside him shake her head. Wherever master is, we disciples will be there. Moreover, although our cultivation is not as high as yours, at least our battle strength is not lower than yours. As she spoke, her silhouette flashed and appeared 10 meters away, as if she wanted to prove that she was right. As soon as she did so, everyone's eyes were fixed on her as smiles appeared on their faces. Lin Wanyu, can you not bully a child? Do you think everyone is a tigress like you? Suddenly, an uncoordinated voice rang out in the great hall. The voice was so loud that it seemed to be intentionally heard by everyone. Damn, who is this? To think that he dared to say that to senior sister back then. He must be tired of living. This thought appeared in everyone's mind as soon as they heard that sentence. Lin Wanyu, Lin Rei's eldest disciple, turned cold when she heard that sentence. She swept her gaze across everyone with a murderous look. Her murderous look made everyone unable to help but take a step back. It's you? In the end, her gaze locked onto a young man. Looking at him, Lin Wanyu's face became much gloomier. She had never seen this young man before, but from the shocking killing intent on him, she knew that he was not simple. May I ask who you are? Although she did not know who the other party was, he must be from the Xuanzong sect to be able to appear here. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while. Since when did you learn to speak so much? Lin Wanyu's action surprised the young man. Bastard, who the hell are you? As soon as the man spoke, Lin Wanyu could no longer hold back. She raised her sword and rushed out, instantly appearing in front of the man. She held her sword horizontally and rushed towards the young man's neck. As a sword cultivator, speed and ruthlessness were the basics. Advancing courageously was the destiny of a sword cultivator. Lin Wanyu could no longer hold back her insults towards the young man. Damn, you're serious. Feeling the chill from the sword chi on his neck, his eyes widened and his face was filled with disbelief as he dodged backwards. If he was stabbed by that sword, even if he did not die, he would be crippled. And those who knew Lin Wanyu well knew that if he was caught in a fight by Lin Wanyu, there was only one ending, death. Seeing the man retreat, Lin Wanyu sneered, "Do you think you can escape?" She raised her hand and changed her sword technique. Suddenly, a dozen sword shadows appeared in the air, aiming at the man's neck, chest, limbs, and fatal spots. From this scene, it was obvious that Lin Wanyu wanted to kill him. And if he was stabbed by those sword shadows, he would definitely die. There would not be a second chance to live. In the dark, Lin Rei had arrived a long time ago. Seeing this, he frowned. If those sword shadows really stabbed him, he was afraid. Now, even if he wanted to continue watching, it would be impossible. He used teleportation and locked in front of the man. In a flash, he disappeared in the dark, and when he reappeared, he was already in front of the man. He was where the man was a moment ago. Looking at the dozen sword shadows rushing towards him, he slightly raised his head and smiled. Then, he activated his Holy Spirit Chi and waved his hand towards the sword shadows. Bang! An explosion sounded in the palace. What the crowd wanted to see didn't happen, but when they saw the face of the person who attacked, they were shocked and hurriedly bowed. Greetings, Patriarch, Master. Greetings, Master. The crowd's voices pulled Lin Wanyu back from her shock. She immediately bowed. Yes. Nodding to the crowd, he looked at the holes in his sleeves and shook his head with a wry smile. He came to Lin Wanyu's side and looked at his disciple who he hadn't seen for a long time. He was very curious about what Lin Wanyu had gone through in the past few years to be able to promote her cultivation to early stage ultimate god in such a short period of time. Her moves were also extremely ruthless and deadly. She did not give her opponent any time to breathe as she continued to pursue the victory. This made him very curious but also very pleased. It was said before that when facing an enemy, one must not be merciful. Being merciful to the enemy was being cruel to oneself. Now, she had done it, and she had done it thoroughly. Looking at Lin Wanyu, who lowered her head like a child who had done something wrong, Lin Wanyu held her hand and smiled. "Little girl, how long has it been since we last met? Why have you become so estranged?" As soon as he said that, the atmosphere became a lot more relaxed. Everyone was relieved. Lin Wanyu was even more so. "Master, what are you talking about? Even if I am estranged from others, I will not be estranged from you." Saying that, she reached out and held Lin Rei's arm. Just like when they were young, she acted like a spoiled child who could do anything. "Huh, you little girl." Laughing, he pulled Lin Wanyu to the center of the crowd. He glanced at the crowd. Everyone he wanted to see was present. I presume you all already know why I've called you all back. Yes, we know. Congratulations, Sect Master, for becoming a saint. That's enough. Let's not talk about this. Looking at the crowd bowing and congratulating, he rolled his eyes. I was planning to go to the Holy World today, but I was held back by some matters. Tomorrow, wait in front of the main hall. Let's go to the Holy World together and let the Xuanzong Sect's name resound throughout the Holy World. Yes, Master. Now that the important matters were settled, it was time to chat. After all, it had been a long time since they last met. Looking at his eldest disciple, he thought of the young man who spoke just now. He turned his head and looked at him. Sha Tian, I heard everything you said just now. What? Sha Tian? The moment Lin Rei spoke, Lin Wanyu was dumbfounded. Sha Tian was the youngest. Back then, Sha Tian was just a kid. Now that she saw him as a young man, he was like a living person. Not only Lin Wanyu, but even those who were often outside were stunned when they heard Lin Rei call the young man's name. Sovereign, you can't blame me for this. Just look at Lin Wanyu's murderous look. She's just a girl. Who would shout about killing people every day? And just now, she looked like she was going to kill someone. Every move she made was fierce. Don't you think she's a tigress? After hearing Shaishan's words, everyone fell silent. Maybe it was because Sha Tian was right. Only they knew the specifics. Everyone was silent, but the person involved couldn't hold it in anymore. Damn you, Sha Tian, I think you're going to rebel. Saying that, he looked like he was about to rush up and tear Sha Tian apart. This scene made Lin Rei laugh. It had been a long time since such a scene happened. Now that his daughter's problem was solved, everything would be great. Xianyuan, your cultivation is not bad. Peak God Emperor Realm. You're just a step away from the Hierarch Realm. Xiao Rou's cultivation is not bad too. She's the same as your brother. I didn't expect our weakest Xiao Rou to cultivate so fast. Estranged, you can't do it. I remember that when I left, your cultivation was the highest after Xianyuan. Now, your cultivation has only improved a little. Don't tell me you're tempted and delayed your cultivation. Of course, this was a joke. He understood Estranged's personality. Master, I want to bring Xiao Yu with me to the Holy World. Please help me. Saying that, Estranged directly knelt down. He looked like he wouldn't get up if Lin Rei didn't agree. However, this scene caused Lin Li's words to come to a halt. His expression froze, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. He was just saying it casually. But now, it seemed like his casual remark had become the truth. Master, you still don't know, right? Second brother is really promising. This time, he went out and brought back a beautiful wife. She is so beautiful that even I can't help but want to take her in. Yes, Master. Second brother brought back a beautiful woman. She's 100% beautiful. Lin Wanyu and the others' words pulled Lin Rei back from his shock. He lowered his head and looked at his second disciple. He found it hard to believe that Estranged, who used to believe in Buddhism, would, Master, please say something. Second brother is still kneeling. Seeing that Lin Rei didn't say anything, Lin Wanyu hurriedly reminded him. Okay, get up quickly. Master promises you that I will bring along the girl you like. Will that do? Many thanks, Master. Estranged was overjoyed. He stood up and bowed to Lin Rei before retreating to the side. Okay, everyone go back and pack up. We'll gather tomorrow morning and head to the Holy World. Little you guys, Bai Qi and the others, as well as Yuner, stay behind. The rest can leave. Yes, we'll take our leave. Everyone followed Lin Rei's instructions and left. There were too many people here, and those who stayed behind were those closest to him. In the Astral River Hall, Lin Tian, who was guarding beside Lin Xian, was on high alert as he surveyed the surroundings. Lin Tian didn't even notice that Lin Xian, who was lying on the blanket, had woken up. Uncle Tian, where's my father? Chapter 1159. You're awake. He lowered his head and stared at Lin Xian, only to see her lying on the ground, staring at him dumbfoundedly. Her eyes were filled with bewilderment, as though she was puzzled why he was here and not her father Linley. Xian, young master has something to do and left after he finished concocting the pill for you. After speaking, he stretched out his hand and helped Lin Xian up. How are you? Do you feel any discomfort? If it was me, I would bring you to see young master right now. You can't be careless about the pain you're in. After speaking, his divine sense gushed out, probing Lin Xian's condition. However, with a single glance, his worries were instantly dispelled. Because right now, Lin Xian's condition wasn't exceptionally good. In fact, her condition was even better than his, especially in terms of cultivation. She was originally at the initial stage of the Divine Monarch realm. But in just a single day, her cultivation had already broken through to the mid-stage of the Divine Monarch realm, stepping into the peak of the late stage of the Divine Monarch realm. Such a speed of breakthrough, he had only seen it from Lin Rei before. Good, it's good that you're fine. After his probing, Lin Tian heaved a sigh of relief. Uncle Tian, don't worry. I feel extremely comfortable now. I've never felt this way before. It's like my body isn't as cold as before. Understanding Lin Tian's worries, Lin Xian circulated her cultivation art to sense the changes in her body. However, in the next instant, Lin Xian froze on the spot, her face filled with bewilderment. What's wrong? Lin Xian's sudden reaction caused Lin Tian to be startled. His heart was filled with worry and anger as he hurriedly inquired. He couldn't allow anything to happen to Lin Xian. Earlier, when she concocted the pill for him, he had already used the heart blood. If she were to fall sick again, he might have to use the heart blood again. This was something that Lin Tian didn't wish to see. Although this girl in front of him, no, she should be a woman. Although this woman in front of him was the daughter of his young master, he still wouldn't allow such a thing to happen. In his eyes, no one was more important than Lin Rei, including these second-generation young masters. Uncle Tian, my cultivation. Lin Xian opened her mouth, voicing out the doubts in her heart. Hearing this, Lin Tian understood. You scared me to death. A smile appeared on Lin Ming's face as his nervous heart relaxed. I sensed it just now. Peak late Divine Lord realm. Not bad. To be able to do this at your age is already extremely outstanding. Back then, when your Uncle Tian was your age, let alone a late-stage Divine Monarch, I didn't even come to the Divine Realm. Realizing that Lin Tian had misunderstood her question, she panicked and said, No, I mean, how did my cultivation increase by so much? This was not a secret, so Lin Tian did not hide it and said bluntly, It's because of the elixir that young master refined for you. But I don't think it's a bad thing that your cultivation has skyrocketed. After all, you're about to enter San Angelo. At the very least, you'll have the ability to protect yourself. You have to understand that your father won't always be by your side to protect you. Sooner or later, a baby eagle will have to fly alone. Otherwise, the ones who will starve to death in the end will only be those weaklings who can't fly, cowards. Don't ask about the explosive increase in your cultivation base. All you need to know is that young master has done a lot for you this time. After saying that, Lin Tian didn't seem to want to stay on this matter any longer. He turned around and looked at the tallest palace of the Xuanzong sect. Let's go. We should go. Now that you've won, this is the news that the young master wants to hear the most. Lin Xian understood that no matter how she asked, she wouldn't be able to get any more information out of Qin Wendian. Zhu Zhong nodded her head. Staring at the departing back of Fang Jingji, Lin Xian ran after him. In the conference hall, Rhode's expression changed slightly. Lin Rei sat on the steps, looking like an old man. In front of him, Lin Wanyu and the others stood there quietly, not daring to make any moves. "Young master, what orders do you have for us?" The hall was so silent that one could hear a pin drop. However, the longer this atmosphere lasted, the more everyone felt oppressed. Just as everyone wanted to break the stalemate, but didn't dare to do so, a man dressed in Tai Chi robes walked out and bowed towards Linley. "Young master, do you have any specific plans for this trip to the Saint's realm?" As the sound of his voice faded, the tense atmosphere instantly shattered. Everyone couldn't help but cast grateful gazes at the man who spoke. Staring at the man who stood out, a smile appeared on Lin Rei's face. He then asked, "Bai Qi, tell me then. What arrangements should I have for my trip to the sacred world this time around?" No, your subordinate doesn't dare." Bai Qi's appearance caused Lin Rei to be speechless. He didn't seem to have done anything, right? Also, do I look so scary? Thinking about it was one thing, but he naturally couldn't express such thoughts. Staring at the group of people before him, these were all doyens who had accompanied him step by step from the very beginning of the Xuanzong sect to now. This time around, when we enter the sacred world, there are 3 small objectives that must be achieved. The first is to establish the 9 Heavens Xuanzong sect and have a place to stay in the sacred world. The second thing is your cultivation. Although this is the holy world, not all of you are Saint Realm cultivators. There are also God Realm cultivators there. However, the God Realm cultivators who cultivate with the holy spiritual qi in the holy world should be much stronger than the God Realm. Therefore, the moment you enter the holy world, you should quickly convert your spiritual qi into holy spiritual qi in the holy world so that you can quickly increase your cultivation. Only then can you complete the first task. As for the third objective, I hope that within 10,000 years, all the sects and races in the sacred world will worship you." Everyone was speechless. Lin Rei's words stunned everyone. No one spoke. Even their breathing was a little difficult to hear. Everyone's gaze turned towards Linley. Their expressions were complicated, and all sorts of emotions appeared. "What is wrong with you all?" Seeing everyone's reaction, Lin Rei asked. He did not understand why his 3 small objectives would cause everyone to react like this. Everyone was stunned, and no one responded to Linley's words. After an unknown period of time, Bai Qi regained his senses. Raising his head to look at Linley, he said in a daze, "Young master, of the 3 things you mentioned, the first 2 are still manageable. But the last one, to be worshipped by all the sects and clans within 10,000 years, this is possible, that's right, young master. Let alone 10,000 years, even 20,000 years wouldn't be enough. Yes, that is the sacred world, not the God world. There are hundreds of races there, and there are all kinds of experts. To make all the sects and races worship you in 10,000 years, we feel that this is a little exaggerated." Yes, that's right. After Bai Qi spoke up, the rest of the people who came back to their senses spoke up one after another. The majority of them felt that this matter was a little too exaggerated. After all, that was the sacred world where saints could be found everywhere, not the God world where saints were scarce. Comparing the sacred world to the God world, the sacred world was like a first-grade city while the God world was like a ravine. There was no comparison. "You guys." Lin Rei understood their thoughts. However, Lin Rei didn't say anything more. As for the specifics, they would have no choice after they entered the sacred world. He bitterly smiled and shook his head, not saying anything more. In any case, things had already come to this. The system had already issued a mission. Even if he didn't want to complete it, he had no choice. "Father." In the quiet great hall, a lively voice suddenly drifted over. Momentarily, the attention of everyone was focused on the entrance of the great hall. Under the gazes of everyone, the silhouettes of Lin Xian'er and Lin Tian appeared. Lin Rei, who was originally feeling melancholy in his heart, instantly felt much better. "Xian'er, you are awake." "Father." Lin Xian'er swiftly came before Lin Rei. Ignoring the gazes of everyone, she dashed into Lin Rei's embrace and gave him a deep hug. Aya, how old are you already? Aren't you embarrassed? Stretching out his arms, he hugged his daughter as he pointed to the crowd. Although he said that, his face was full of smiles, and his expression was extremely gentle. I'm not afraid. No matter what Lin Rei said, Lin Xian'er didn't release her. With regards to this, although Lin Rei felt helpless, he didn't forcefully pull her over. Little Tian, it's been hard on you. Inclining his head and glancing at Lin Tian, Lin Rei spoke with gratitude. Young master, what are you talking about? After speaking, he bowed to Lin Rei and retreated to the side. Just like before, everyone remained silent. Staring at the silent crowd, Lin Rei didn't know what to say. Forget it, all of you can return. Just remember to leave tomorrow. After speaking, he waved his hands, indicating for everyone to leave. We will take our leave. Lin Rei's decision caused everyone to feel joy in their hearts. After bowing, all of them retreated from the Great Hall. In the entire Great Hall, only Lin Rei, Lin Xian'er, Ice and Shadow remained. After everyone left, the Great Hall was still as silent as ever. However, right now, only those from his family remained. Lin Rei turned his head and stared at Shadow and Ice, who hadn't said a word from the start. He was very clear about their thoughts. It was undoubtedly because of Lin Shan. AI. Sighing, Lin Rei carried Lin Xian'er in his arms and walked to the side of Shadow and Ice. Looking at the pale countenance of Shadow, Lin Rei slowly spoke. Shadow, don't blame me for being ruthless. It's just that Shan is too unambitious. I only did this because I wanted him to be more independent. Look at what he has become now. I've been away for many years, but I didn't know that it was because of me that Shan became like this. I'm in the wrong, and it's also because of this that I left Shan here, letting him experience the path I walked in the past. Naturally, the conditions now are much better, so, don't blame me, I also didn't want to do this. Lin Xian'er, who was in his arms, spoke out in bewilderment. What happened to Xiao Shan? Husband, your decision is too ruthless. If there were still people in the divine world, maybe you wouldn't be so worried. But now, all the elites of the Xuanzong sect, other than the new disciples, have entered the sacred world. Given Xiao Shan's personality, what if something happened to him? Forget it, Bing-er. Since husband has already decided, let's just do it. After all, husband is right, Xiao Shan. Xiao Shan is indeed a little too much. But, enough, the matter has already been decided. There's no need to say any more. Not waiting for Ice to finish his words, Shadow interrupted. And from the conversation between the three of them, Lin Xian'er could also tell that there was something fishy going on. Father, brother Xian'er, you don't have to participate in this matter. Don't worry, your father, won't abandon someone. Even a vicious tiger wouldn't eat its cubs. Let alone, Xiao Shan is my son. Don't worry, father has already made arrangements. When I leave, there will be 2 Saint Realm cultivators protecting him in the dark. Emichim, I knew father wouldn't abandon brother. Lin Xian'er finally felt at ease. Ice and Shadow didn't know about the conversation earlier. Lin Rei had already transmitted his voice to Lin Xian'er. However, there's one point. If Xiao Shan is still the same as before, he only has 3,000 years. If he still doesn't have the ability to protect himself, the 2 Saint Realm cultivators will return to the sacred world. Emichim, daughter understands. Lin Xian'er's heart was as clear as a mirror. She understood the meaning behind this. Emichim, after this topic, Lin Rei also didn't linger on this matter. Looking at the night sky, it was only natural for them to chat after such a long time. The cold wind gusted through the night. However, the entire Xuanzong sect wasn't as quiet as before. The lights in the Xuanzong sect were lit all the way until dawn. In the horizon, the red rays of the sun shone into the meeting hall. The sky is bright. Hugging Lin Xian'er in his arms, he stared at the sun through the window as excitement flashed in his eyes. Yeah, we have to leave soon. Lin Xian'er spoke, her voice filled with reluctance. Let's go, it's time to leave. He stretched out his hands and helped Xian'er up. After which, he stood up and helped his wife up as well. He smiled at the three of them and nodded to each other before turning and walking towards the exit of the Great Hall. At this moment, outside the Great Hall, there was a huge crowd of people standing in front of it. But the miraculous thing was that there wasn't any commotion. On the contrary, it was extremely quiet. The gazes of everyone were fixed on the entrance of the Great Hall, as though they were waiting for something. Jia. The tightly shut doors of the Great Hall opened as the silhouettes of Lin Rei and the other three appeared in the vision of everyone. We pay our respects to the sect leader, Madam Sect Leader and Mississippi, reporting to the sect leader. We are all on standby and can set off for the sacred world at any time. Their voices were loud and clear, causing the entire Great Hall to tremble. Staring at the disciples in front of him and the aura of their voices, Lin Rei's heart trembled. That's enough, there's no need to hold back. In a while, I will keep all of you into the system. After all of you are still in the Saint Realm. When we enter the sacred world, this Lord will release all of you. In a while, all of you just need to relax your bodies. After you enter the system, cultivate well. That place is your good fortune. Do all of you understand? We understand. They had all entered the system space before and the benefits inside were still fresh in their minds. If they had a choice, they would rather stay in there forever. Amicham, okay. After speaking, his divine sense communicated with Little Dragon as he spoke. Little Dragon, I'll have to trouble you later. There are so many people. Watch them carefully and don't let them enter the restricted areas in the system. Chapter 1160. TSK, I don't need you to tell me that. Rolling his eyes at Linley, he waved his hand and sent out a spell. The space which had been holding Linley's body suddenly became filled with 4 different directions. He opened his eyes and looked at the barrier around him. A smile appeared on his face. With this barrier, even a Dao integration stage great sage wouldn't be able to break it. In the system, Lin Rei wasn't sure what the little dragon was capable of. It was still a long way to go. He quickly took everyone in and let them leave this place. Looking at the group of disciples in front of him, Linley's divine sense instantly swept out, enveloping everyone present within it. In the next moment, the originally crowded scene, under the effects of Linley's divine sense, became completely empty. TSK, I can finally rest assured. Lin Rei felt relieved. Now that he had the old followers of the Xuanzong sect, he didn't need to worry about not being able to establish a sect in the Holy World. Although their cultivation levels were like ants in the Holy World, as mentioned before, it was impossible for everyone in the Holy World to be a sage. He had encountered sages before. Those sages were the lowest level of sage realm. In the Holy World, they were all outer sect elders. One could imagine what level their disciples were at. He came back to his senses and looked at everything in front of him. Although this was the Xuanzong sect, he couldn't stay here for long. As a cultivator, unless he achieved eternity, otherwise, Father, are you really leaving? However, just as Lin Rei was looking at the scenery in front of him, a weak voice came from behind him. Sigh. He sighed and didn't turn around. Just by the voice, he knew who was talking behind him. Xiao Shan, don't blame me for being ruthless. It's just that you're disappointing. Your sister has to endure the pain of ice eating her bones every day for the sake of cultivation. Her cultivation level has even reached the peak of the late divine monarch realm. Look at yourself. With your cultivation, you'll probably die even if you enter the saint's world. Since that's the case, we might as well let you roam the God world. Once you have the ability to enter the saint's world, you can come find us. But if you don't have the ability, the perseverance and determination, then... After saying those words, Lin Rei shut his mouth and didn't speak anymore. He believed that even if he didn't say it, anyone who understood what he was going to say would understand. Father. His face was haggard as he looked at the imposing figure in front of him. His heart was filled with bitterness, but when he heard the words just now, he somewhat understood. Well, don't worry. From today onwards, you are the leader of the Xuanzong sect. You will have to depend on yourself in the future. Remember, you're a member of the Lin family. You must not disgrace the Lin family. After saying that, Lin Rui didn't say anything else. Then, crystal clear tears flowed down from his eyes. Because his back was facing Lin Shan didn't know at all. Bai Qi, Dian Wei, I'll leave this to you. 3,000 years. Only 3,000 years. If this loser can't protect himself, then, you can directly sense the call of the Saints' world and come find me when you return. As for the Xuanzong sect in the God world, just ignore them. In the dark, Bai Qi and Dian Wei were together. When they heard Lin Rui's voice transmission, they nodded heavily and answered, Bai Qi, Dian Wei, listen to the young master's orders. Remember what I said before. Don't risk his life. Otherwise, he will have to rely on himself. Yes, we understand the young master's painstaking efforts. Naturally, we won't ruin the young master's plans. Okay, that's good. He trusted Bai Qi and Dian Wei very much. That was why he could leave so peacefully. Okay, I'm leaving. Boom, boom. He instantly released his early Dao fruit cultivation and sensed the call of the Saints' world. Anyone who had entered the Saint realm could do that. We bid farewell to the young master. Seeing that Lin Rui was about to leave, Bai Qi and Dian Wei knelt in the dark and kowtowed to Lin Rui. Then, they stood up and quietly watched everything unfold before them. When Lin Rui released his cultivation, the originally empty sky was instantly covered with dark clouds. Bolts of lightning were faintly discernible in the dark clouds. Brat, after entering the Saint's world, I will teleport you to the yellow region. As for the specific location, I don't know. Anyway, it's the region where the dusk of the heavens is. Remember, after entering the Saint's world, first convert your spiritual qi and then establish a sect. Only by setting up a platform can you complete the next task. The little dragon's sudden words surprised Lin Rui a little, especially after entering the Saint's world and teleporting him to the yellow region. Remember, after entering the Saint's world, first restrain your sharpness. Don't be too sharp and make others jealous. Got it, replied the little dragon. Then, he shut up and took it seriously. After all, it was his first time entering the Saint's world. He couldn't help but feel a little nervous. Boom! A rumbling sound rang out and thunder rumbled in the dark clouds. However, something unexpected happened. Even Lin Rui didn't expect it. Originally, he thought that with the appearance of the dark clouds, there might be a lightning tribulation. However, just as Lin Rui was about to undergo the tribulation, a beam of light suddenly appeared from the dark clouds. Like a holy light, it broke a hole in the dark clouds and landed on Lin Rui's body. F***CK. When this scene appeared, Lin Rui couldn't help but curse. This scene looked a little familiar. It seemed to have happened when he entered the God's world. Light of guidance? He looked at the beam of light above his head in confusion. Nonsense, of course it's the light of guidance. What else do you think it is? Lightning tribulation? The little dragon's words happened to poke Lin Rui's thoughts. Lin Rui was speechless and didn't reply. PFFF. F***CK, stinking brat, you couldn't have really thought that you were about to undergo the tribulation just now, right? Seeing Lin Rui so silent, the little dragon burst into laughter and questioned. Shut up. The little dragon asked when he already knew the answer. He was clearly trying to stir up trouble. Faced with the little dragon's provocation, Lin Rui directly shut him up. The little dragon shut up. Lin Rui quietly looked at the beam of light above his head. He didn't say anything. He closed his eyes and quietly felt the changes in his body. The so-called light of guidance was nothing more than a passage from the divine world to the sacred world. This passage was forged with the power of space. It was extremely mystical. Even Lin Rei didn't know how it was formed. The more time he spent meditating on the light of guidance, the more powerful it became. Under the influence of Lin Li's divine sense and spiritual energy, he could vaguely sense that as time went on, the surrounding space was beginning to constrict. An unknown force pulled his body up from the ground and towards the sky. Whoosh. The moment his feet left the ground, Lin Rei opened his eyes and looked at the sect below him that was becoming smaller and smaller. Tears fell from his eyes. Little Shan, father will wait for you in the sacred world. Remember, you must not disappoint father. Now, the sect was completely out of sight. However, Lin Rei still spoke. Although Lin Shan couldn't hear him, he still wanted to say it. It was because he was reluctant, but there was no other way. If the divine world was like this, then what would the sacred world be like? He didn't know. He didn't want his son, who was still weak, to enter the sacred world. He didn't want to repeat his mistakes and let Lin Shan walk the same path as Jinan. He couldn't bear it. Boom! A rumbling sound was heard. Thunder was clearly heard. The dark clouds dispersed. The sacred light that was originally guiding Lin Rei also disappeared along with the dark clouds. The originally clear sky with the sun shining high in the sky reappeared before Lin Shan's eyes. Father, don't worry. From today onwards, I will work hard to cultivate and strive to become a reverend god as soon as possible. I will return to find you. With teary eyes, he raised his head and looked at the direction Lin Rei left. He secretly made up his mind. I hope that little young master will be able to cultivate in peace this time. Otherwise, after 3,000 years, we will have to leave. At that time, who will be able to protect him? Looking at Lin Shan's back, Bai Qi and Lin Shan sighed. Then, they retreated to the back and disappeared without a trace. In the sacred world, the yellow region was the lowest region among the 10 regions. In a remote valley to the east of the yellow region, there were green mountains and clear waters. It was a beautiful place with beautiful scenery that made people yearn for it. Rumble. Humble. A rumbling sound suddenly sounded. The rumbling sound alarmed all the birds and beasts in the valley. In just an instant, the valley that was supposed to be quiet could no longer be quiet after the rumbling sound. The moment the birds and beasts heard the rumbling sound, they all rushed towards the area outside of the rumbling sound. However, in the deepest part of the valley, a blue light suddenly appeared. It was so bright that people couldn't bear to look at it directly. Holy shit, I've finally arrived. Suddenly, a figure slowly stepped out from the blue light. The instant the figure appeared, the blue light that was originally there disappeared. It was as if it had never appeared. This place is... The moment the man stepped out of the blue light, he raised his head and looked forward. However, when he saw the things in front of him and his surroundings, he was completely stunned. At this moment, there were mountains and rivers in his surroundings. However, what shocked the man was that the trees were too big. Furthermore, the spiritual energy in the water was extremely abundant. He had never seen such a thing before. The surrounding forest made it impossible for him to see the original appearance of his surroundings. SSSS, this is the sacred world. Looking at the unfamiliar surroundings, the man felt powerless. Nonsense. Brat, do you really think that the divine world would have such a place with such dense spiritual energy? Suddenly, a voice sounded in the man's mind. TSK, only you know. Is that enough? The man did not bother about the voice in his mind. He rolled his eyes and ignored the voice in his mind. The man was none other than Lin Rei, who had ascended from the divine world. However, what was different from the past was that the other people had ascended at a fixed location. However, it was different for him. Just as he was about to enter the sacred world, the little dragon used a spatial teleportation and directly broke him out of the passageway. Then, he appeared here. Looking at the place in front of him, Lin Rei could be said to be in a daze. He did not know anything. System, investigate this place. Ding, the investigation requires exchange points. Host, do you want to continue? Ding, a reminder to the host. You are still in debt. Do you want to continue on credit? Ding, does the host want to investigate the valley in front of him? The system's notifications rang in Lin Rei's mind one after another. F***CK, I forgot about this. If the system did not remind him, he would have forgotten that he still owed the system a lot of money. However, he could not care so much at this moment. In such an unfamiliar environment, if he did not quickly master this place, he was afraid that he would be at a disadvantage. Know yourself and know your enemy and you will not be defeated in 100 battles. This was Lin Rei's life creed. On credit, hurry up and investigate. Ding, okay. Host, please wait. Ding, investigation in progress. Host, please wait, the system fell silent. As for Lin Rei, he did not stay idle and walked forward. Although he was not familiar with this place, he had the strength of an early-stage Dao fruit saint after all. Naturally, he had the ability to protect himself, should. F***CK, if this tree was in the divine world, it would be more than enough to build a Sect's palace. F***CK, heavenly spirit grass? Yellow fruit of mystery? This is, oh my god, this is a 200,000-year-old coptis root essence? One by one, medicinal herbs appeared in Lin Rei's vision. For these top existences of the divine world, they could be seen everywhere. If this scene was known to the people of the divine world, they would definitely hate themselves for not being born in the sacred world. Ding, investigation complete. Host, do you want to check? F***CK, do you even need to ask? Of course I want to check. Ding, host, please check. After saying that, a bright light appeared in front of Lin Rei and a few lines of words appeared on it. Chuyuan Valley, the name of a remote valley in the east of the Yellow region in the sacred world. This place was located in a mine of Saint Realm crystals and was a paradise for cultivators to cultivate in. Chuyuan Valley stretched for tens of thousands of miles and was rich in resources. It had not been mined and was a suitable location for a sect. F***CK, it can't be so coincidental. Looking at the words on the light screen, Lin Rei thought that he had seen wrongly and quickly rubbed his eyes. However, he still saw the same thing as before. Looks like it's really a coincidence. I didn't expect that a random place would be the location for a sect. Raising his head and looking at his surroundings, his relaxed gaze became sharp. The moment he found out that Chuyuan Valley could be the location for a sect, he had decided to settle down here. If I don't make use of such a beautiful place, it would be a waste of God's gift. If that's the case, it can be considered as me benefiting from it. I initially thought that I would have to waste time looking for a suitable location for a sect after entering the sacred world. But now, it's all good. As he thought of this, Lin Rei wasn't in a hurry. With a slight movement of his divine sense, he linked up with the system space and released Bing, Ing, Lin Xian and the other disciples. F***CK, the spiritual chi here is too dense. Carl exclaimed in shock. Yeah, this place is, the sacred world? As expected, the sacred world is truly worthy of the legends. I didn't expect this day to come so quickly. I, Lin Tian, have finally arrived in the sacred world. One by one, when they were released and saw the appearance of Chuyuan Valley, there wasn't a single one of them who didn't cry out in shock. However, thinking about it, even he, Lin Rei, had the same reaction as them, let alone them. Alright, everyone, we have arrived in the sacred world. Chapter 1161. Wow, senior sister, look at that thing. It looks like a bamboo curtain. Yes, it should be. It's the same as the picture in the ancient book. It should be a bamboo curtain. Then hurry up and pluck it. I heard that it can be eaten raw and has a sweet taste. It's delicious. The crowd did not seem to hear Lin Rei's words, or perhaps they did not even notice that Lin Rei was talking. Seeing that the crowd was still looking around in amazement at the things they had never seen before, Lin Rei smiled bitterly and shook his head. He did not pay attention to them. Little guy, you know what the system said just now. How is it? Do you want to establish a sect here? Now that the palace of the Xuanzong sect is not here, do you want to buy another set from the system? Shouldn't the palace of the Xuanzong sect also have a set of acquired treasures? Ha! You really dare to say that? Acquired treasures? Do you think they're cabbages? Besides, now that I have a huge debt, do you think I can afford to buy them? Really, you only know how to trick me. Why don't you give me a set? After saying that, he rolled his eyes and ignored him. If he didn't understand Xiaolong's intention, he would have already bought the set of acquired treasures that Xiaolong mentioned. At that time, not to mention a huge debt, even if he sold his blood, he wouldn't be able to repay it within the stipulated time. However, he recalled that he had gotten 2 chances to draw a lottery when he was in the God realm. Although he didn't know if he would be lucky enough to draw a set of post-celestial treasures, it would be a waste not to use them. Moreover, the lottery system had not been activated for a long time. Thinking about it, he felt an inexplicable sense of excitement. System, I want to draw the lottery. As soon as this thought appeared in his mind, he hurriedly spoke to the system. Ding! The lottery roulette wheel has been activated. Entering the lottery roulette wheel. Host, please operate it yourself. As soon as the system's voice rang out, the scenery of green mountains and clear waters blurred. When it became clear again, he was in the lottery system space. He looked up and saw a white jade roulette wheel floating in the air above his head. There were 9 boxes on the roulette wheel. Heavenly Access Divine Tree, Earthly Prime Treasure, Immortality Peach Tree, Ginseng Fruit Tree, Reincarnation Divine Art, Heavenly Crystal Hand Imprint. This is. As Lin Rei examined the boxes one by one, a name appeared in Lin Rei's line of sight. The Glazed Palace set contains 365 palaces, each with its own heavenly cycle stellar formation. Although each palace is only a supreme-grade divine artifact, when the 365 palaces are combined, they are indeed a complete innate cardinal treasure. It's very dangerous. Once the heavenly cycle stellar formation is activated, it will be able to withstand the attacks of a Tao integration stage saint for an entire day. Could it be said that he got what he wanted? Looking at the box of the Glazed Palace set, his heart was filled with excitement. However, this excitement was quickly extinguished. This was a lottery wheel, and there were 9 boxes. Even if one was lucky, they might not be able to get it. This was an innate supreme treasure, not a supreme-grade divine artifact. Sigh, forget it, let's leave it to fate. Even if I don't get it, I can at least refine my own palace. Although it can't be compared to the Glazed Palace set, it should be the strongest palace in the entire holy world. Thinking about it, the obsession in his heart faded along with his previous thoughts. Raising his head, his expression was filled with laziness. He opened his mouth and said indifferently, lottery. Ding, the lottery wheel is about to start, please wait, rumble. Rumble, as soon as Lin Rei gave the order, the white jade wheel in the air began to spin. There were 9 boxes. Although Lin Rei hoped to get the Glazed Palace, the probability was extremely low. But fortunately, the other items were all enough to satisfy Lin Li. Just from the names alone, each of these items should be incredible treasures. To be able to acquire one of them was a blessing from the heavens. Rumble, the wheel continued to spin, but it was slower than before. Looking at the needle on the wheel passing by one box after another, Lin Rei could do nothing but feel nervous. Big brother, please don't get the mysterious one. Who knows what will be inside? His gaze was locked onto the 9 boxes on the Wheel of Fortune. There was a box with no name or description. Lin Li wouldn't be able to acquire this box. Although he didn't know what was inside, it didn't even have a name. It was obvious that it wasn't something good. Ding! Ding, the lottery has ended. Please check the prizes. Just as Lin Rei was praying, the wheel slowly stopped. The needle pointed at a box that Lin Rei didn't want even if he was beaten to death. F***ck, are you kidding me? At this moment, the needle was pointing at the box that he was praying not to land on. Ding, congratulations to the host for drawing a mysterious item. Would the host like to activate the mysterious item? Ding, the host only has 10 minutes to consider. Once the time is up, if the host still hasn't made a decision, the mysterious item will automatically turn into ashes and disappear. Damn it, is this really notifying me? Lin Rei was helpless. Even if he didn't want to activate it, he had no choice. After all, he had wasted a chance at the lottery. Ding, would the host like to activate the mysterious item? The system's voice rang out one after another. Lin Li covered his forehead with his hand and nodded, unable to bear the sight. Activate it. He turned around and didn't look at the process of activating the mysterious item. As for the item, as long as it was opened, the system would notify him. He wasn't worried at all. Sure enough, in an instant, the system's voice rang out again. The voice lingered in Lin Rei's ears. Ding, the mysterious item has been activated. Congratulations to the host for opening a set of Dazzling Light Palace set and a set of Thunder Flames. Dazzling Light. Dazzling Light set? Turning his head, Lin Li heard the system prompt for the activation of the mysterious item. His expression froze, and a look of astonishment appeared on his face. What's going on? Wasn't there only the Glass Palace set? When did the Dazzling Light set appear? Also, what was that Thunder Flames thing? One by one, doubts appeared in his mind. He turned around and looked up. A luxurious set of palaces appeared above his head. The densely packed palaces made Lin Rei's eyes dizzy. Just from the mysterious aura exuding from the Dazzling Light set, Lin Rei had a feeling that this set was the King of Kings, the strongest among the strongest. After looking at the Dazzling Light set for a while, he shifted his gaze to the blue light that was on the same level as the Dazzling Light set. System, check Thunder Flames. Ding, checking Thunder Flames. Please wait, boom, Lin Rei stared at Thunder Flames. The more he looked, the more his heart throbbed. He had the urge to rush up and subdue it. However, to Lin Rei's surprise, before he could do anything, the illusory spirit blood fire rushed out of his body and floated in the air to confront Thunder Flames. Ding, scanning complete. Would the host like to check? Lin Rei felt the most uncomfortable about the system's behavior. However, he had no choice but to nod helplessly. Check. A screen appeared, and on it was Lei Yan's introduction. Thunder Flame is the core source of the Myriad Lightning Domain. It is a 9th grade saint-level flame. If you refine it, you will be able to walk through the Myriad Lightning Domain as if you are walking on flat ground. You will not be affected at all. You can even transform into thousands of lightning bolts and control the myriad lightning tribulations. This is too much. After reading Lei Yan's introduction, he spat out 3 words in shock. Although I had never heard of the Myriad Lightning Domain before, the name was already so domineering. Naturally, this place wouldn't be any inferior. Moreover, this kind of thunder flame could control the lightning tribulation. Just this point alone made him very excited. Ding! System notification. Due to the fact that the host possesses the illusory spirit blood fire and the Hongmeng fire, the thunder flames cannot be refined by the host. Please think twice before you act. Do not burn yourself out of greed. Lin Rei was speechless. This time, Lin Rei was completely speechless. After all this time, he didn't get anything other than a set of palace set. I say, kid, don't be greedy. Although you can't use it, you can give it to someone else. The little dragon suddenly said. Someone else? Yes, your son Lin Yun. Although he is only in the ultimate god realm, his physique is the closest to yours. Although he did not inherit your Hongmeng sovereign physique, it's not bad either. If you can subdue Lei Yan, your future achievements may be even greater. Who knows, he might be a great help to you in the future. Little Yun? The little dragon's words made Lin Rei fall silent. It wasn't that he didn't want to give it to his son, but he was considering whether subduing Lei Yan would have a negative impact on his son, or if he would die while refining Lei Yan. 9th grade sacred rank. If he knew that his illusory spirit bloodfire was only at the 6th grade sacred rank, he could imagine how powerful the 9th grade thunderfire was. Don't worry, your precious son will be fine. It seemed to understand Lin Rei's worries. Think about yourself. You were only in the foundation establishment stage, but you dared to risk your life to refine the illusory spirit bloodfire. Didn't you survive? You have to believe in your son. He is your son. I believe he won't embarrass you too much. At this point, what else could he say? In the end, he could only nod and hope that the little dragon would help him when the time came. As he thought about it, he casually placed the dazzling light set and Lei Yan into the storage compartment. Ding! Host, do you want to continue? You have one more chance at the lottery. No, I'll save it for next time. Now that I've gotten these two good things, my luck is almost used up. Next time. At this moment, Lin Rei could be said to have returned from a rewarding journey. Not only did he get what he wanted, but he also got Lei Yan, a flame that he coveted. Ding! The lottery wheel is turning off. The scene changed, and before Linley could even react, the scene in front of him once more changed to that of green mountains and clear waters. Lin Yun's people didn't seem much different from before. They looked around and touched everything like a group of curious babies. At this moment, the forest dimmed and the sky was about to turn dark. Looking at the surroundings and thinking about the dazzling light set in his system space, he couldn't help but feel an itch in his heart. Yun, accompany father to a place filled with spiritual essence. Let's build a sect. After making the decision, he raised his head and said to Lin Yun, who was touching a basin-sized mushroom in front of him. Ah! Father, didn't we leave our sect's palace to brother? Lin Yun was very curious about Lin Rei's words. What's wrong? Who allowed your father to only have one palace? As he spoke, he rolled his eyes and leaped into the air. Father, wait for me. Lin Rei suddenly moved, so Lin Yun naturally had to follow. He jumped and chased after Lin Rei. Ying and the others didn't follow. Instead, they sat quietly and waited for the two to return. In the air, the feeling of flying freely between heaven and earth was very refreshing. Looking down at the valley, the more Lin Rei looked, the more shocked he was. How the hell was this a valley? It was clearly a mountain range. Furthermore, this mountain range wasn't small. Compared to the Sky Dragon mountain range in the Divine World, this Chu Yuan Valley was much bigger. System, help me find the core of the Saint Spirit Vein. I want to build my sect on top of the Spirit Vein to ensure the prosperity of my sect's disciples. Ding! Inspecting the eye of the spiritual vein requires 300,000 exchange points. Does the host wish to continue? Lin Rei was completely exasperated. Now, he had to pay for his actions. It wasn't like this back in the God world. Why did the system become so greedy after entering the holy world? Ding! Does the host wish to inspect the eye of the spiritual vein? While he was still in a daze, the system's voice sounded again. Lin Rei, who had regained his senses, quickly nodded and replied, of course. Motherf asterisk cur, isn't it just owing money? When you have too many lice, you're afraid of itching. Come on. Ding! System is currently inspecting the location of the ancient spirit vein. Please wait for a moment. The system remained silent, but Lin Rei didn't stop. His divine sense instantly enveloped a radius of 10,000 miles. Although the system was inspecting, he wanted to see if he could find the location where the spiritual energy was dense. However, upon doing so, Linley realized that the spiritual energy in this mountain valley was almost equally dense, and there was no distinction between the two. This made him feel as though he had punched cotton. Father, are we really going to build our sect here? Lin Yun's voice sounded from behind. Turning his head, he looked at Lin Yun and smiled. The spiritual energy in this ancient spirit vein is dense. Furthermore, there is a saint stage spiritual vein here. As far as I know, this Chu Yuan Valley is still a valley that hasn't been excavated yet. Thus, it is suitable to build our sect on top of the spiritual vein. Chu Yuan Valley? Lin Yun curiously looked around the forest and asked, Father, how do you know this is Chu Yuan Valley? Isn't this your first time here as well? Saint Spirit Crystal? Father, how do you know there is one here? Lin Yun's questions left Lin Rei speechless. He didn't expect his son to ask so many questions. Ding. Detection complete. The eye of the spiritual vein is 100 miles ahead. After saying that, a map appeared in Lin Rei's mind. On the map, there was a red circle. The style of this map. Alright. Since it's like this, let's go. He didn't dare to compliment the style of the map, but since he had found the location of the spiritual vein, he naturally couldn't be negligent. Chapter 1162. Father, alright, the most important thing now is to build the sect. As for the other matters, I will tell you after this matter is over. Having said that, he turned around and rushed towards the direction the system pointed out. Lin Yun was left alone, watching Lin Rei's figure disappear into the distance. This brat, he wants to get to the bottom of this. Looks like I can't say everything out loud in the future. With such thoughts in mind, Zhang Xian immediately released his spiritual perception. Following the map in his mind, he quickly arrived at the eye of the spirit vein that the system had mentioned. This place, looking down at the core of the spirit vein, Lin Rei was overjoyed. It was surrounded by dozens of mountains, and the one in the middle was the highest. This kind of layout was the most suitable for building a sect. Brat, you are so lucky to have found such a place. If the victorious sects know about this, I'm afraid you won't be able to protect it with your current cultivation. Tisk, who said that we have to let them know? Besides. He rolled his eyes and continued, don't you know how to make use of resources? No matter what, I am a first-grade Saint Great Array Master. How about it? I can just set up a large array to hide this place. Besides, why do you talk so much nonsense? Brat, are you trying to get rid of me after I've outlived my usefulness? I was the one who used the teleportation array to send you here. Otherwise, how could you find such a good location? Lin Rei was speechless. Lin Rei didn't say anything. He understood the little dragon's meaning. He had nothing to say to him. It's fine as long as you don't say anything. You owe me a lot. When we were in the profound sky realm, just the number of times I saved you, the immortal world, planet Aqua Blue, divine world, and, alright. It's all in the past. Why are you still talking about it? The little dragon's words made Lin Rei feel a little ashamed. However, he had to admit that it was right. You are right. Everything you say and do is right. I am the one who is wrong. No, can we not talk about this now? Let's build the sect first before we talk about anything else, alright? In the system space, seeing that Lin Rei had lowered his stance, he did not dare to continue. He nodded and said, okay, hurry up then. Alas. The little dragon finally stopped talking. Lin Rei let out a long sigh, and his playful expression instantly disappeared, replaced by a serious expression. He used his divine telekinesis to communicate with the system space and took out the Dazzling Light Palace set. The Dazzling Light Palace set appeared in Lin Rei's hand. He lowered his head and looked at the peak of the mountain range below. He raised his hand and threw the Dazzling Light Palace set at the highest point. Dazzling light, black and yellow, divide the four directions, four-dimensional rong, open. Speaking of which, Lin Rei was a little speechless. The Dazzling Light Palace set was very simple at the beginning. Now that he had the high ground, he had back throw it downwards, causing the dazzling light palace set to expand until it returned to its original appearance. Rumble, rumble. The moment the dazzling light palace set was activated, a series of rumbling sounds could be heard from below. Then, something that shocked Lin Rei happened. Originally, there were only 18 mountains below. The moment the dazzling light palace set was thrown down, a mysterious energy enveloped the entire Chu Yuan Valley. What shocked Lin Rei even more was that the mountains in the distance were enveloped by the mysterious energy released by the dazzling light palace set and started to gather towards the 18 mountains. Although he could do this kind of power, Lin Rei knew that he could not do it in such a short period of time. Moreover, this was the holy world. The immortal world was still fine, but this was the holy world, a world where everything made Lin Rei feel new and strange. Rumble. The rumbling sounds could be heard again. This time, it was different from before. The reason for this rumbling sound was because of the dazzling light palace set. The mountain range was formed, and the dazzling light palace set expanded in an instant. Numerous palaces that emitted dazzling lights suddenly appeared. They instantly scattered and appeared at the peak of each mountain. Between each mountain peak, there was a mysterious cloud-like object connecting them, forming a bridge that connected them together. In his divine sense, there was a total of 345 mountains. At the peak of each mountain, there was a palace that emitted a dazzling light. The scenery was fascinating. This is even more powerful than the Xuanzong Sect's palaces from before. Just the ability to move mountains is enough to see how powerful he is. Ding! The dazzling light palace set has been completed. The host has to engrave the name of the sect. The 345 palaces are connected to each other, forming a natural array that can both attack and defend, the Dazzling Light Slaughter Array. The Dazzling Light Slaughter Array was a beautiful name. In terms of the power of the array, even a Dao integration saint would need 4 to 5 days to break through it. Only a Dao integration saint could do so. It was impossible for anyone else to break through the Dazzling Light Slaughter Array. Hiss! After listening to the system's introduction of the Dazzling Light Slaughter Array, Lin Rei was shocked. The glazed light palace set previously could only withstand a Dao integration saint's attack for a day. Now that this place was so powerful, he wouldn't have to worry about the sect's safety when he left to travel in the future. Thinking about it, Lin Rei felt a lot more relaxed. There weren't many saints in the sect now, and the most they had were Divine Realm disciples. He didn't know what kind of sect such as this would be in the holy world. Just as Lin Rei was thinking about the future, Lin Yun's voice came from behind. "Fa father, is this our future home? You're here." Without turning around, Lin Rei pointed at the sect below and said, "Look at the sect now. What's the difference between the sect now and the one before? Here." Looking down at the dazzling light and majestic palaces, Lin Yun's current mood could only be summed up with 2 words. Unprecedented. Unprecedented? Lin Yun's evaluation was a little similar to Lin Rei's, but he didn't say anything. He just smiled and didn't ask any more. Releasing his divine sense, he enveloped the entire Xuanzong sect and found the entrance to the sect. His figure instantly faded on the spot, and when he reappeared, he was already at the entrance of the Xuanzong sect. The sect was very big and dazzling. However, behind the dazzling light was a bronze stone pillar. Beside the stone pillar was a several zhang tall stone, and the top of the stone pillar was white. I see. Looking at the stone, Lin Rei instantly understood how to use it. Then, he summoned the chaotic void spear and used the spear as a pen to write on the stone. 9 Heavens Xuanzong Sect. Soon, the words 9 Heavens Xuanzong Sect appeared in the center of the stone. Moreover, the words were huge and arrogant, but there was also a trace of restraint in the arrogance. These 4 words used up all of Lin Rei's strength. After finishing, he took a few steps back with the spear in his hand and raised his head to look at his masterpiece. His expression was full of praise. Not bad at all. I didn't expect this sovereign's calligraphy to reach such a level. Lin Yun was speechless. Hearing Lin Rei's praise, Lin Yun was speechless for a moment. Instead, His gaze was fixed on the sect's entrance, and his expression was full of admiration. His admiration for his father was like a surging river that couldn't be stopped. Such ability was probably the only one in the entire divine realm. No, in the entire holy world. Who could have such ability to build such a tall building from the ground? Just this palace alone could be considered a supreme divine artifact. Not to mention, this mountain was filled with palaces. Who would have such courage? Let's go, accompany father to find your younger sister and the others. From today onwards, this place is our home, the territory of the Xuanzong sect. From today onwards, we are also part of the holy world. Emichim, this child understands. Coming back to his senses, he turned his head and nodded heavily. After exchanging a glance, the two of them turned and rushed in the direction they came from. The cultivation of the two of them was very high, so it didn't take them long to find the place they came from. As for Lin Xian'er and the others, they were still waiting at the same place. Upon seeing her father return, Lin Xian'er took a step forward and hugged Lin Rei's arm tightly, as though she was afraid that if she let go, Lin Rei would turn back and leave. How is it? Have you found it? At this moment, Ying stepped forward and asked in a gentle voice. Yes, master. Have you found the location of the sect? Emichim. How is it? Lin Rei was about to speak when he saw the anxious looks on everyone's faces. However, Lin Yun couldn't help it and spoke first, giving the answer that everyone wanted to know. Everyone, this time I went with father. Not only have we found it, the construction of the sect has also been completed. Furthermore, the scale of the sect doesn't lose out to the Xuanzong sect in the divine world. It can even be said that the scale of the sect far surpasses the Xuanzong sect in the divine world. Lin Yun didn't feel that the current Xuanzong sect was an exaggeration. So fast? Other than shock, everyone only wanted to hurry to the location of the sect. They wanted to see the scale and magnificence of the sect that Lin Yun spoke of. Father, let's go quickly. I want to see it. This time, Lin Xian'er couldn't hold it in any longer and started to act coquettishly. That's right, husband. Let's go quickly. I also want to see if the sect is as beautiful as what Yun said. Emichim, master, let's go. Seeing the anxious looks on everyone's faces, Lin Rei nodded his head in agreement. The reason he came here was to bring them to the sect. Okay, since that's the case, follow behind me. Don't get lost. After speaking, he stretched out his hand and pulled Lin Xian'er as they soared into the skies, rushing towards the Xuanzong sect. Quick, follow me. After Lin Rei left, Lin Yun and the rest followed behind him. Over 10 people transformed into silhouettes as they chased after Lin Rei. The cultivation of Lin Rei's group wasn't low and their speed was naturally very fast as well. Following Lin Rei, they used all their strength and within a few minutes, they arrived at the location of the Xuanzong sect. Wah, wah wah, exclamations of surprise rang out from the mouths of Lin Xian'er and the rest. Their faces were filled with shock, their eyes were wide open and their mouths were agape. The scene was extremely comical and comical. How is it? This is our sect. Do you like it? Lin Rei understood everyone's shock very well. Before this, he was just like them. But no matter what, this place was built by him. It wouldn't be good if they were too shocked. After a long time, everyone regained their senses. Let's go, let's enter and take a look. Emichim, subconsciously, everyone nodded their heads and followed Lin Rei into the Xuanzong sect. Entering the sect, there weren't any extravagant opening words. There were only mountains, mountains, and more mountains. Naturally, there was also the palace at the peak of the mountain. A blessed land, a place filled with spiritual energy. Right now, there were only these. It seemed like establishing a place filled with tens of thousands of sects and clans was still very far away. This is originally a mission with heavy responsibilities and a long way to go. Little brat, don't think too much about it. A place filled with spiritual energy? What are you thinking about? It's already extremely rare for this place to be able to become a fourth-grade blessed land. Don't be naive, child. The little dragon's merciless cold water made him have the urge to hit someone. But after thinking about it carefully, what the little dragon said was not wrong. It was indeed rare to be able to create such a magnificent cultivation environment. What else could he ask for? Hiss, that's not right. Suddenly, Lin Rei grasped the thing that he felt was wrong. He communicated with the little dragon in the divine telekinesis system. You're peeping into my thoughts again, you bastard. What? I don't know. Did I say anything? The so-called scoundrel, after seeing the little dragon acting like this, was nothing more than this. Lin Rei couldn't care less about the little dragon's current scoundrel appearance. He simply exited the system and continued to wander around the Xuanzong sect with his family. Time passed quietly as everyone wandered around the sect. The night was completely dark. At this moment, everyone realized something. It's already late. As for the allocation of the sect palaces, we'll talk about it tomorrow. If that's the case, let's disperse. With so many palaces, I'm sure you won't have no place to stay. After saying that, he waved his hand and dismissed everyone. In the system space, on the screen in front of Lin Rei, a personal information that he hadn't seen for a long time appeared. As the saying goes, steal half a day of leisure. Now was the only time Lin Rei had time to look at his progress in the system. Name, Lin Rei Cultivation, Dao Fruit Sage, Early Stage, Physical Constitution, Hongmeng Supreme Body Weapon, Chaos Dragon Spear Array Master, Saint Level, 1st Grade, Alchemist, Saint Level, 1st Grade, Weapon Refiner, Saint Level, 1st Grade, Talisman Master, Saint Level, 1st Grade, Exchange Points, Negative Reputation, None Holy Spirit Crystal, None Wheel of Fortune, 1 Sect, Last Place Experience, 30008000 Mission, 10,000 years to achieve the worship of 10,000 sects and 10,000 races. Damn, how did it become like this? Looking at the huge changes in his personal information, he was a little surprised. Ding, the host has just entered the Holy Realm, so the system will naturally make some changes, such as the personal information that the host is seeing now. Of course, it's not just that. However, the system's changes still require the host to investigate it himself. Lin Rei was speechless. Looking at the system, it was always like this. Since it didn't say anything, then why did it tell me? Did it arouse my curiosity? Ding, the host's authority is insufficient. Rolling his eyes, Lin Rei was completely speechless. He turned around and rushed towards the space where the little dragon was. As for the changes in the system, he would slowly discover them in the future. He would just treat it as getting the system again. Chapter 1163. You're here. As soon as Lin Li entered Xiaolong's area, Xiaolong, who had been meditating on the surface of the lake, suddenly opened his eyes and looked in Lin Li's direction. His voice was calm. Judging from the little dragon's words, it seemed to know that he was coming. Yes, I'm here. But you can take a guess. If you guess correctly, there will be a prize for me. As he spoke, his silhouette flickered as he arrived at the shore and sat down. There was an additional table before the new year, and there was also a pot of boiling water on the table. Yo, where did the great sage Lin who only likes to drink go? What's wrong with you today? You're drinking tea. Lin Rei was speechless. Ignoring the little dragon, he began to brew the tea. His movements were gentle and smooth, without the slightest sense of unfamiliarity. The whole scene was so beautiful that one couldn't help but be drawn into it. Lin Rei was like that, and even the little dragon was drawn into it. But the moment he was drawn into it, the little dragon came to his senses and was shocked. He knew very well that there were only a handful of people in the entire holy world who could draw him into it without him noticing. Of course, perhaps it was because he was familiar with Lin Rei and didn't take him away, but more importantly, it was because of Lin Rei's ability. You're not going to guess? The little dragon was stunned. Lin Rei's hand paused and he looked up at the little dragon. His face was still as ordinary as before. If that's the case, I'll say it. But forget about the reward. With that, Lin Rei lowered his head again and continued what he hadn't finished before. This time, I came to find you because there are 4 things I want to ask you. The little dragon's words and actions made the little dragon frown. He couldn't help but take a step back. His body tensed up and he became vigilant. If Li Ming was still the same as before, perhaps he would not be like this. But now, Li Ming's behavior could be said to be a 360-degree change from before. This made him feel scared, and he had a feeling that something bad was about to happen. Heh, since you're still not saying anything, then I'll take it as you've agreed. He smiled slightly, and before the little dragon could speak, he began to slowly recite the 4 things that he had just mentioned. Don't worry. What this sovereign is going to say should be very simple for you. Otherwise, this sovereign wouldn't have come looking for you. Let's cut to the chase. You should know the first thing. My daughter is cultivating the profound heavenly ice strength. Now that she has entered the holy world, you said that there is something in the scripture depository that can save my daughter. Although you said that there is something in the scripture depository, there are millions of books in the scripture depository. With my strength, let alone 3 years, even 30 years won't be easy for me to find. Therefore, I would like to ask you to give me some face and help me search. Don't say anything first. It's not too late for you to speak after I'm done talking. As soon as the little dragon said, Lin Rei cut him off mercilessly. He ignored whether the little dragon was angry or not. He continued, the second thing is about this sovereign's cultivation. Now that I've become a saint, the difficulty of cultivation has increased drastically. Let alone everything else, just my cultivation speed is several dozen times slower than when I was in the God world. After entering the saint's world, this sovereign has cultivated. Regular secluded cultivation is useless to this sovereign now. It's just like quenching one's thirst by looking at plums. What do you want? Finally, the little dragon could not help but ask. Although he was very annoyed by Lin Rei's words, he realized the severity of the matter when he heard Lin Rei's words. Yes, as the sovereign of Hongmeng, coupled with the chaotic heavenly scripture and the body of a saint, any one of them was enough to make the entire saint's world go crazy. Now that so much attention had been given to him, it had become a burden instead. If he cultivated normally, he might not be able to reach the peak of the saint's world in several 100,000 years, let alone 10,000 years. I want to train in the saint's world. Now that the saint's world is different from the God world, there might be some sects or sacred grounds here that have things that can help me break through, so I plan to go to a sect and have them pay their respects or directly join them. It won't be too late for me to leave once I find something suitable for my breakthrough. Therefore, this was the third thing that he wanted to talk about. Oh. What do you mean? The little dragon was rather puzzled. The third thing is love. I plan to leave the Xuanzong sect and go to the saint's world to find opportunities that belong to me. As you can see, I'm really worried about leaving the Xuanzong sect now, so I want you to set up a few restrictions and barriers so that no one can leave before they break through to the saint realm. More importantly, you can't let anyone other than the Xuanzong sect enter the Xuanzong sect. I see. The little dragon nodded with a look of understanding. It turned out that he had been waiting for this for so long. The fourth matter is regarding the thunder flame. Now that the thunder flame is with me, and as you said, the thunder flame is of no use to me, so I would like to ask you to replace me and help Yun refine the thunder flame. With Yun's current cultivation, he might be able to enter the great perfection ultimate God realm in one go after refining the thunder flame. He'll be one step closer to entering the saint's world. This way, he'll have more ability to survive in the saint's world, and he won't need my help as much. After saying the 4 things, he raised his head and looked at the little dragon expectantly. He hoped that the little dragon would agree. These 4 things were very simple to him. Although the third thing might weaken the little dragon a little, he had too little time left. He had to seize every minute and second that came next. Quietly, He raised his head and looked at the little dragon with determination and expectation, waiting for his decision. Time passed by minute by minute. With every minute that passed, Lin Rei's heart became more anxious. He was afraid that the little dragon wouldn't agree. I agree. I agree to help you with the 4 things you just said. The little dragon suddenly said. The little dragon's words came out of nowhere. Lin Rei couldn't react in time and asked for confirmation. What, you? You agree? Sigh. The little dragon couldn't help but roll his eyes at Lin Rei's actions. Then he nodded and said, I heard you clearly this time. I said, I agree to what you said just now. I'll help you find a way to cure your daughter. I'll help you set up the forbidden barrier in the Xuanzong sect. I'll even help your son refine the thunder flame. So, you can focus on finding a way to break through. As for these trivial matters, just leave them to me. This time, the little dragon spoke very slowly. Every word entered Lin Rei's ears. And this time, he also heard it clearly. That's great. Thank you so much, little dragon. If it weren't for you, what would I do? Lin Rei said excitedly. Oh, you're not the sovereign anymore? Lin Rei was happy, but the little dragon wasn't. Thinking about how Lin Rei had called him sovereign just now, he felt sour and uncomfortable. The little dragon's words made Lin Rei feel a little awkward. Thinking about his attitude just now, it was indeed a little inappropriate. I wasn't. Okay. Lin Rei was about to explain, but he was stopped by Lin Rei. I understand what you mean. Don't worry, I'll definitely do what I promised you. But the first thing will be a little slow. After all, you also know that there are many books in the scripture pavilion. Now that the system has changed, there should be a lot more books in the scripture pavilion. But the other things can be done in a short time. However, when I finish setting up the forbidden barrier, I'll be very weak. At that time, I'll need your help to find the soul-nourishing fire. Only after I get the soul-nourishing fire can I recover quickly. Don't worry. Lin Rei understood and quickly nodded in agreement. Don't worry, as long as there's something like the soul-nourishing fire in this world, I'll definitely find it for you. Okay, then go. Now that you've set your goal, you naturally have to start running around. You can't be like before. Now that we're in the Holy Realm, you can endure everything. When you're really strong, so strong that your name can intimidate all the saints, it won't be too late to revert to your original nature. I understand. If that's the case, then I'll go. After saying that, Lin Rei's figure retreated and disappeared from the system, returning to the main hall of the Xuanzong sect. Why did you ask me to help Lin Rei? Didn't we discuss it before? From now on, let him roam the world alone. This way, he can become a real powerhouse and not a piece of trash under the protection of the 2 of us. The moment Lin Rei left, the little dragon looked up at the sky and asked in confusion, but why are you doing this now? Ruo Lin Rei was there, so he definitely knew who the little dragon was talking to. Yes, you said it yourself. That's when you're roaming the world. You're right, but do you think that with the host's current cultivation, you have the ability to help Lin Yun refine the thunder flame? As for the matter of setting up the barrier for the Xuanzong sect, you have to understand that the Xuanzong sect is Lin Rei's mission. At the same time, it's also a mission that the 2 of us need to protect. If this mission is gone, then how can he possibly complete it? The system's words left the little dragon speechless. Indeed, the system was right. Okay, this matter will be as I said before. Help him complete everything he wants to do. As for the rest, leave it to him. Although we can't help much with cultivation, as you said, there's no need for him to personally deal with trivial matters. I think you're just spoiling Lin Rei and don't want to make things difficult for him. Once these words were said, the entire room became silent. No one spoke. In the Xuanzong sect's main hall, Lin Rei was sitting in the center of the hall. In front of him was the tea set that he used in the system. He picked up a steaming cup of tea that emitted a rich tea aroma and placed it next to his mouth. He took a sip and closed his eyes to carefully taste it. His face was filled with a relaxed smile. TSK, good tea. When he opened his eyes, a bright light flashed through them. He waved his hand and connected with the system with his divine sense, releasing all the Xuanzong Sect disciples. Suddenly, the hall, which was originally empty apart from Lin Rei, was filled with people. Not only inside the hall, but outside the hall was also a vast sea of people. The scene was truly shocking. Plop. We Xuanzong Sect disciples pay our respects to the Sect Master. Their voices were uniform. The scene was shocking. Their voices were so loud that it seemed to break through the 9 heavens. Lin Rei wasn't disgusted by this kind of shocking voice. On the contrary, he was very gratified by their existence. You didn't disappoint me. I thought that you would be slacking off more or less after following my son. Or perhaps you would be estranged from me. It seems that I was overthinking. Of course, Lin Rei was joking. This sect would be passed to him sooner or later. We wouldn't dare. Although Lin Rei was joking, they didn't think that it was a joke. Cold sweat instantly spread all over their bodies. They lay on the ground and didn't dare to raise their heads. They were afraid that their actions would make Lin Rei unhappy. Everyone's actions made Lin Rei even more satisfied. Now that the joke was over, looking at the sea of people, his original smile disappeared. The invisible aura of a superior instantly appeared and swept through the entire hall. Now, this is the headquarters of our Xuanzong sect in the Saints' world. Now that you've entered the Saints' world, you can't wait here like before. You need to be careful. Bai Qi and Dian Wei aren't in the Saints' world, so the War Division and Assassination Division naturally lack a leader. As a result, where are the War Division and Assassination Division? Swish, swish, swish. With Lin Rei's words, the inconspicuous people in the various corners of the crowd immediately charged out. They arrived before everyone and knelt down on one knee, saying politely, "All members of the War Division and Assassination Division await the Sect Master's orders." The moment the 2 divisions appeared, the killing intent in the hall immediately reached its peak. The temperature of the entire hall suddenly plummeted. The frost that could be vaguely seen on the surrounding stone pillars and ground shocked everyone. Not bad. Lin Rei felt very gratified when he saw over 3,000 members of the Assassination Division and War Division. They were the tentacles of the entire Xuanzong sect, as well as the trump card of the Xuanzong sect. The War Division was responsible for waging war against the outside world. As for the Assassination Division, it was responsible for assassinating those who disobeyed the Xuanzong sect. The 2 divisions originally had over 10,000 members, but after Bai Qi and Dian Wei's elimination system, they were reduced to just over 4,000. Now, there were only 3,000 of them left. The remaining few hundred were placed beside Bai Qi and Dian Wei. After all, the 2 of them could not do everything in the God's world. Looking at these people in front of him, Lin Li's expression was filled with admiration. Among them, the weakest was a middle-stage God Emperor while the strongest was a late-stage hierarch. Such a powerful team was something that even the sacred world could not nurture. It was impossible for such an orderly team to be formed. Even though there were many godly venerables in the Saints' world, who else could have a team as well coordinated as theirs? From today onwards, Ming will be in charge of the War Division and Hong Lian will be in charge of the Assassination Division. From now on, the 2 divisions will be stationed in the Heavenly Slaughter Hall and the Earth Fiend Hall. Chapter 1164. Come out. I knew you guys were here. What's the point of hiding? He raised his head and looked outside the hall. Hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone started talking. Lin Rei looked outside, but he couldn't see anything. Whoosh! Just as the crowd was about to turn their heads when they realized that there was no one there, several figures flashed and instantly appeared in the hall. Plop. Greetings, Sect Master. I just sensed a powerful aura in the sect, so I came to check. I didn't expect it to be you, young master. They looked at Lin Rei and didn't continue speaking. They lowered their heads in silence. Heh, since you're here, then come. You should have heard what I said just now. We heard. Well, since that's the case, I'll leave the Assassination Division and Combat Division to you guys. You have to understand that these two divisions are the core of the sect. You have a long way to go, so I'll leave the matter of guarding the sect to you too. Hearing this, Hong Lian and Hong Lian were startled. Then, they turned around and said with determination, we definitely won't let young master down. We'll definitely guard the sect well. Please rest assured, sect master. Well, get up first. Lin Rei knew their cultivation very well. Although Hong Lian had some conflicts in the mysterious Sky Sect, he didn't care too much about it after Hong Lian returned to the sect. Yes. The two got up. Lin Rei ignored them. As for the members of the Assassination Division and Combat Division, they all stood behind their respective leaders and silently watched everything in front of them. Information Division, your leader needs to change. Lin Tian was in charge of the Divine Secrets Pavilion. I believe he'll do a good job as the head of the Information Division. Since that's the case, go work under Lin Tian in the Mystic Peak Palace. You'll be the eyes of the entire sect. In the future, the sect's information will depend on you. Plop, the scene was the same as before. All the members of the information department knelt on the ground and bowed to Lin Rei, then pushed to the side. As for Lin Tian, because his cultivation was not high enough, he did not come. The person who had sensed the powerful aura was none other than the warlord that Lin Rei had summoned. Their cultivation was 3 levels higher than Lin Rei's. As saints at great perfection, they could naturally sense the sudden appearance of the disciples of the Xuanzong sect in the sect. As for Qin Yun, you are now in the sage great perfection realm. Since that is the case, you shall be the leader of the heaven, earth, black and yellow divisions. From today onwards, the 4 divisions of the sect shall be in your hands. I'll leave the law enforcement department to Kuei Gang. In the future, anyone who commits a crime in the sect will be severely punished. The ancients said, if the emperor commits a crime, he will be punished as well. Even if my son is in trouble, he must be a good example and be severely punished. Alchemy, weapon forging, formation, and talisman, these 4 will be handed over to Lin Wanyu, Lin Yun, Ka Luan, and Jin Xian Yuan. Their cultivation has already reached the Emperor God realm. I believe it won't be long before they break through to the Exalt realm. Moreover, the 4 of them have received my inheritance, especially Yun, When I teach him a type of thunder flame, he will be the weapon refining department's head. The rest of the people who had not been assigned to the higher-ups would all become outer sect elders and outer sect leaders. As for the disciples, they would be divided according to their cultivation. True disciple, direct disciple, elite disciple, inner sect disciple, outer sect disciple, and odd job disciple. True disciple was at the top, and odd job disciple was at the bottom. Of course, they couldn't always be odd job disciples. If odd job disciples wanted to become outer sect disciples or inner sect disciples, they would have to show their strength. If they were strong enough, they would naturally be able to become the person they wanted to be. The sect had followed Lin Yun from the divine world or when the sect was founded. The sect also needed new blood, and this was the most important thing right now. This part will be handed over to Jian Feng and Jian Wudi. Ying and Bing will be in charge. Remember, it's better to have nothing than to have something substandard. The most important thing for our sect is to have a good character and a good temperament. That's the most important thing. It's better to not accept disciples than to let those with bad temperament and impure nature enter the sect. After the newcomers enter the sect, they will all be in the outer sect. When I return, I will assign them where to go and who you want to take in as a disciple or nurture. Lin Yun's orders rang out in everyone's ears. They were decisive and capable. Lin Yun had never been like this before. Because of this, everyone bowed and didn't question Lin Yun's decision. Seeing that everyone had a place to go, Lin Yun nodded and said, since that's the case, everyone can leave. The outer sect can go to the outer sect. As for the disciples whose leaders aren't here, all of you can go to the mountains you should go to. As for your leaders, each of you will send one person and wait until dawn to look for them. We understand. Okay, you can leave. Waving his hand to dismiss everyone, Red Lotus and the others cupped their hands at Lin Rei and left the hall with their subordinates. In an instant, the palace that was originally filled with a sea of people had once again become an ice-cold palace without the slightest trace of human life. Sitting in his seat and looking at the empty hall, Lin Rei's heart felt empty. He didn't know why, but suddenly, a figure emitting light appeared before him. "Hubby, what's wrong? Are you not happy?" The voice was very gentle. Hearing it, Lin Rei was stunned. He raised his head and the moment his gaze fell on the figure and face, Lin Rei was stunned. Ling Er. That's right, the figure that appeared was none other than Jean Ling, who had died long ago. "Yes, it's me. Hubby, it's me." Jean Ling nodded. Her gaze never left Lin Rei. "No, you can't be Ling Er. You're already dead. You don't exist anymore. I'm impossible." Looking at Jean Ling's figure, Lin Rei was stunned. However, he immediately came back to his senses and shook his head like a madman. It was very frightening. Sigh, in the hall, other than Lin Rei's voice, there was no other voice. However, just as Lin Rei was like a madman, a sigh sounded in the hall. "You still can't break through that knot in your heart?" The sigh disappeared. Then, a man's voice sounded in the hall. "Huff, you're here." Lin Rei didn't raise his head. However, the moment the man's voice sounded, Lin Rei, who was in a madman, instantly woke up. He let out a mouthful of turbid air and tried his best to calm himself down. "Yes, I originally wanted to ask you what position you gave me. I didn't expect to see you like this. Although you didn't experience that great battle back then and you didn't talk about the person in your heart, this matter isn't your fault. That was just an accident. You don't have to keep feeling guilty. You should know that a dead person can't be resurrected. You shouldn't keep torturing yourself like this. If the one here knows that her death caused you to have such an outcome, she will also hate herself very much." Lin Rei was speechless. Lin Rei didn't respond. The voice of the man in the dark became louder and louder. Finally, a figure appeared in front of Lin Rei. The man was none other than the clone who looked exactly like Lin Rei. Even his voice was somewhat similar, "Sakura. Forget it. I know you won't listen to my advice. However, I still want to say that you shouldn't keep torturing yourself like this. If you continue like this, I'm afraid that you will have an inner demon." At that time, "Alright, let's not talk about this anymore." Not waiting for Sakura to finish speaking, Linley hurriedly opened his mouth and changed the topic. "What did you come to find me for?" Sakura was speechless. "I said, I'm looking for you to ask what position you've arranged for me. After all, my current cultivation is at least at the Great Perfection Ultimate God realm. Although I haven't broken through to the Saint realm, it won't be long before I can break through soon." Lin Rei understood what Sakura meant. He raised his head and looked at Sakura. Every time he saw him, Lin Rei had a strange feeling in his heart. Your most important task now is to break through to the next level. Therefore, from today onwards, you will be the great elder of the sect. Other than some occasions where you have to attend, you don't have to care about anything else. Alright, I'll be the great elder then. Sakura nodded. He wasn't dissatisfied with this position at all. When will you leave? The topic was changed instantly. This made Lin Rei a little uncomfortable. However, he still responded. Soon. I'll leave after I settle some things. With my current cultivation, it's very difficult to master it. Therefore, I have to go to the holy world to gain experience. After all, in such a world, there will definitely be more opportunities and better opportunities than in the divine world. A yearning and expectant expression appeared in Lin Rei's eyes. Sakura, who asked the question, was silent. Alright, if there's nothing else, you can go too. I want to be alone for a while. Lin Rei said. Can you do it? Nonsense. Rolling his eyes at Sakura, his figure instantly faded and disappeared in front of Sakura. Sigh, I hope nothing bad will happen. He was very worried about Lin Rei. When he thought of how Lin Rei had been brooding over that incident, he was afraid that because of that incident, Lin Rei would develop an inner demon. The moment Lin Rei appeared in the main hall, he arrived at the top of a palace. He could see the entire Xuanzong sect at a glance. Little dragon, let's begin. The more time passes, the more uneasy I feel. Moreover, time is limited. We have to speed up. Damn you, can't you let me rest first? You were so sad just now. How can you be okay after leaving? Lin Rei ignored the little dragon's attitude and said, in a while, we'll give Yun the thunder flame. After you help him refine it, we'll tighten the barrier around the Xuanzong sect. Once we're done, it'll be time for us to leave. After Lin Rei finished speaking, the little dragon didn't say anything else and chose to remain silent. Lin Rei didn't know if the little dragon was pondering or if it simply didn't want to help right now. Time slowly passed. In the silent night, Lin Rei was alone on the top of the palace, quietly thinking about his plans after leaving the Xuanzong sect. After an unknown amount of time, perhaps 10 or 15 minutes, the little dragon finally opened its mouth. Alright, since that's the case, let's go. Okay. Seeing that the little dragon agreed, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. He spread out his consciousness and enveloped part of the palace in the Xuanzong sect. His figure flickered and disappeared from the top of the palace. When he reappeared, he was already in the palace. Huff. Huff, in the palace, Lin Yun was snoring non-stop with a smile on his face. Lin Li felt warm when he saw Lin Yun's expression. This child, he's the same when he sleeps. He stretched out his hand, intending to wake Lin Rei up. Don't talk about others. Aren't you the same when you sleep? Back when we were in the forest mountain range, I had to cover you with a blanket at night. You almost tortured me to death that night. When Lin Rei heard the little dragon's words, his hand froze in the air. He was stunned, but he quickly recovered. However, he couldn't help feeling embarrassed. After all, this matter was too embarrassing. Not to mention, he was too young back then and he was being chased. Yun. The hand in the air moved once again, gently patting Lin Yun as it softly called out to him. Yes, a soft groan came out of Lin Yun's mouth, and not long after, his originally closed eyes slowly opened. He sleepily looked at Lin Li in front of him and instantly sobered up. Father, why are you here? He was surprised. He didn't know why his father would come at this time. I'm here to give you something. Just now, I appointed you as the head of the refining department. From today onwards, you will be the head of the refining department. You have received my teachings. Now, I will impart to you a kind of flame. From now on, your refining skills will greatly improve. After communicating with the little dragon, Lin Rei withdrew his soul from his body and the little dragon instantly took over Lin Rei's body. Father, okay, let's begin. After taking over Lin Li's body, Lin Yun was about to open his mouth to say something when he was interrupted. At this time, Lin Rei's aura had changed. It had become deeper and colder. It was so cold that it made Lin Yun shiver. This coldness came from his soul. What's going on? Why did Father's aura change? Why did it become so deep and cold? Lin Yun was very curious. But before he could react, a hand appeared and patted a few acupoints on his body. Bzzz. The sound of thunder could be heard and a blue light appeared in the palace. Thunder flame, the core existence of the myriad lightning field. It took many years to form and has a spirit. With it, you can quickly improve your refining skills. Next, I will help you refine the thunder flame. But the process will be very painful and even life-threatening. Are you afraid? He stared at Lin Yun, waiting for Ra's answer. But he still had some expectations for Linli. He was looking forward to seeing what Linli's son would choose. Chapter 1165. Lin Yun looked at the unfamiliar aura of his father. Although he was doubtful, he still nodded his head in agreement. In his heart, this was his father. Father, don't worry. As your son, how could I be afraid? As he spoke, he sat down cross-legged, looking as if he was ready to go. However, this scene made the little dragon's eyes light up. He was very pleased with Lin Yun's performance. This was Lin Rei's son, not afraid at all. Okay, since that's the case, we'll look for a cultivation technique to refine the thunder flame. As for the rest, leave it to me. Although I can't guarantee that you won't feel pain, I can guarantee that you won't lose your life. After refining the thunder flame, your cultivation will reach a new level. Hearing this, Lin Yun closed his eyes and waited for the storm. No, he was waiting for the arrival of the thunder flame. He was looking forward to the scene after refining the thunder flame. Like father, like son. Good. Lin Yun exclaimed in his heart and didn't stay any longer. He had already figured out Lin Yun's nature. Grabbing the thunder flame in his hand, the little dragon swung his hand and aimed it at Lin Yun's back. The speed was very fast, so fast that the thunder flame turned into a streak of light. In the end, the little dragon's hand stuck to Lin Yun's back without leaving a single gap. Lin Yun, who had been waiting for a long time, started searching for something the moment it entered his body. However, the thunder flame was easy to detect. He looked into his body and saw the shape of the thunder flame. It was a thunder flame that was the size of a peach pit. Circles of blue flame surrounded the thunder flame. If one were to feel the thunder flame from the outside, one would not be able to feel the slightest bit of heat. However, if one were to approach it, one would be able to feel the berserk energy coming from the thunder flame. In front of this energy, Lin Yun was like an ant, as small as a mayfly. He was sure that as long as the thunder flame released a trace of energy, it would be able to refine him into dregs. When the thunder flame entered his body, a heart-wrenching pain emerged. It was as if a giant demonic beast had entered his body and started to expand. That kind of pain was indescribable. Cold sweat flowed down his forehead, his face was pale, and the veins on his forehead bulged. His appearance was terrifying and not easy to approach. To put it bluntly, Lin Yun was like an ancient corpse that had just crawled out of hell. Hold on, this is just the beginning. Next, use your cultivation technique and guide the thunder flame's energy into your internal organs. Let the thunder flame refine your internal organs. This way, your physical body will be greatly improved. In the future, when you are in the same generation, you will definitely be able to stand out and become one of the best among your peers. The little dragon's voice entered Lin Yun's ears. Lin Yun's consciousness had been a bit hazy, but when he heard those words, he instantly became alert. That's right. Right now, I'm refining the thunder flame. I must endure it. This is not only what Father wants to see, but also what I want to see. I must not lose face for Father. Once this thought appeared in his mind, his originally blurry posture slowly recovered. He listened to the little dragon's instructions and began to touch the thunder flame. He slowly guided the thunder flame into his 5 viscera and 6 bowels to refine it. Sizzle, the sound of thunder resounded through the entire palace. Even Lin Yun's body could vaguely see a blue light flickering like the stars in the sky. Remember, take it slow. Don't be too hasty. Your cultivation is still too weak, especially your physical body. It's pitifully weak. Back then, when you were at your age, you didn't need anyone's help to refine the thunder flame. Although the process was very painful, what you obtained in the end was something that you might not be able to obtain in your entire life. The little dragon wasn't speaking nonsense. Back then, Lin Rei dared to devour the illusory spirit bloodfire when he was breaking through to the Foundation establishment realm. Who in the entire holy world could compare to such courage? Even now, the thunder flame can't touch me. With the body of a saint, I can break it with force. Boom! The little dragon's words were like a lamp in the dark night, instantly illuminating the path ahead of Lin Yun. Finally, the first strand of energy was completely refined under the little dragon's disdainful encouragement. This time, Lin Yun didn't stop himself. Perhaps he understood his father's soul and wanted to be like him. This time, without the little dragon's help, he separated the two strands of thunder flame energy from the thunder flame and began to refine it. After the first time he cried, he was already used to it. But as the energy increased, so did the pain. If he could accomplish this in this illusion, then his future path would be much smoother. He didn't say anything and just quietly watched Lin Yun, waiting for him to succeed. Sure enough, he's not this lord's son. Once an expert makes a move, it's clear whether he's an expert or not. Such tenacity and decisiveness, he's too much like me. In the system, Lin Rei's soul was standing in front of the screen that the little dragon used to observe Lin Rei. He was very clear about what was happening in the palace, so, can you be a little more shameless? Why do I feel like you're praising yourself? That's right, I'm talking about myself. Why, can't I? Lin Rei didn't care about the little dragon's words at all. He was used to the little dragon's harshness. The little dragon was speechless. The two didn't say anything and just quietly watched Lin Yun refine the thunder flame. And under the little dragon's guidance, the thunder flame was completely mobilized by Lin Yun and began to be refined bit by bit. In the endless void, in the deepest part of the myriad lightning field, a black-clothed man was standing in front of the lightning. He looked at the changes in the myriad lightning field with a gloomy expression, as if he was thinking about something. What's going on? Why is my myriad lightning flame so unstable? Logically speaking, the thunder flame shouldn't be doing this, right? The black-clothed man didn't understand. The thunder flame had already been accompanied by him for an unknown period of time. Previously, for some unknown reason, the thunder flame had suddenly disappeared. This originally made him extremely angry, but now that the myriad thunder dominion was in such a state of unrest, this kind of battle made the man somewhat worried. No, impossible, the thunder flame can't be refined by others. It is a sacred artifact of my thunder clan. All living beings can only be used by my thunder clan. No, it can't be refined, impossible. The more he spoke, the angrier the man became. It was as if the thunder flame's refinement had touched upon all his taboos. Of course, Lin Yun didn't see this scene, and Lin Rei didn't see it either. But Lin Rei never would have thought that he would offend one of the big shots of the holy world, the Thunder Clan, because of the system. The Thunder Clan was born with a body of lightning. Some kind of restriction seemed to have been placed on them, and they could only pass down one bloodline. So, there weren't many people in the Thunder Clan. Of course, because of this, no one dared to be impudent in front of the Thunder Clan. Although the Thunder Clan was small in number, every member of the Thunder Clan had an extremely powerful cultivation base. In the holy world, they could hold their own. At this moment, Lin Rei didn't know that he was still watching his son refine the thunder flame. Time passed bit by bit. In the blink of an eye, the first rays of the morning sun shone into the hall. It's daybreak. Looking at the bright sunlight and sky outside, a smile appeared on Lin Rei's face. Yun-er's refining speed is getting faster and faster. A few hours have passed, and with your help, the thunder flame has already been refined by half. If it continues at this speed. Oh, that's not right. If it continues at this speed, Lin Tian will be able to refine the thunder flame in the evening. Thinking about it, Lin Rei was very excited. He was looking forward to what benefits the thunder flame would bring to his son after it was refined. TCH, you still have the nerve to say that. If it weren't for you, would I have done such a thankless thing? I don't care. After this matter is over, help me find something that can recover my soul. As for the materials for my physical body, now that we've entered the holy world, I believe you won't be left behind. Lin Rei rolled his eyes and revealed a helpless expression. However, he didn't refuse. After all, this was what he had promised before. Okay, after this matter is over, I'll find what you want. Of course, I'll cook for you as I promised. Not only that, I'll also find the best materials for your physical body. Since I'm going to do it, I'll do it to the best of my ability. Up to you. Although the strongest said this, he was secretly thinking that it was his good fortune to be able to meet someone like Lin Rei. If he had met those scoundrels or people who only thought of themselves as a director, he wouldn't have had anything to do with it. You're stubborn. Even with the little dragon's personality, Lin Rei didn't say anything after that. After all, Lin Rei was in a state where it wasn't suitable for him to speak too much. Then, he fell into a deep sleep. As for Lin Yun's matter, he was very relieved. He believed that with the little dragon around, nothing would happen to Lin Yun. Lin Yun's palace was lively, but compared to the entire Xuanzong sect, Lin Yun's palace was nothing. Because the disciples of the Xuanzong sect had been released by Lin Rei and arranged for their whereabouts, everyone was busy at this moment. Chuyuan Valley was a place that had yet to be mined. There were countless immortal and divine-grade herbs in it. Of course, there were also saint-grade herbs, but there weren't many. Even so, these immortal and divine-grade treasures were more than enough for them. At their current level, if they wanted to use saint-grade herbs to cultivate, the end result would be that they wouldn't be able to withstand the energy contained within the saint-grade herbs. In the end, their bodies would explode and they would die. The leaders of the various palaces all sent their disciples into Chuyuan Valley to search for heavenly and earthly treasures so that they could transplant them into their own palaces and decorate them. Now that the Xuanzong sect had just been established, other than palaces, there were only mountains. What immortal paradise! Nonsense. Lin Xian'er was awoken by the commotion outside. She stood up and walked out of the palace. Seeing the disciples of the Xuanzong sect bustling about, her heart was filled with curiosity. She walked up and called out to a Xuanzong sect disciple. Senior brother, what's wrong with the sect? It wasn't like this yesterday. Why did the sect change so much after I slept for a night? And you guys, why are you asking about this? Why do all of you look so busy? Questions after questions entered the ears of the man. He wasn't impatient at all. On the contrary, he had a face full of smiles as he looked at Lin Xian'er, answering all her questions in full detail. This junior sister, the Xuanzong sect, has just been established. Yesterday night, the sect leader redistributed the disciples of the Xuanzong sect. Today, the leaders of the various palaces ordered their disciples to enter Chuyuan Valley to search for heavenly and earthly treasures to maintain the sect's reputation. What? Yesterday night? Lin Xian'er was shocked. She stared at the man with a bewildered expression, her expression filled with bewilderment. That's right. Why, you don't know? Lin Xian'er's reaction attracted the attention of the man. At the start, he thought that Lin Xian'er was an ordinary disciple. But after hearing her words, he didn't think so anymore. Yesterday, all the disciples of the Xuanzong sect appeared in the Great Hall. They heard Lin Rei's orders clearly. But since that was the case, this girl in front of him clearly didn't know about yesterday's matters. I seem to have seen you somewhere before. The more he stared at Lin Xian'er, the more he felt that she was familiar. No, I definitely remember it. Since you didn't experience what happened in the branch yesterday, that means that that's right, you are Miss Xian'er. Abruptly, Lin Xian'er's identity appeared in the mind of the man. Abruptly, the man hurriedly retreated and clasped his hands in greeting. Disciple Yu Tian pays his respects to Miss Xian'er. Lin Xian'er, seeing that she was recognized, Lin Xian'er felt helpless. Senior Yu Tian, you don't have to do this. Looking at your cultivation base, you should have followed my father step by step. Logically speaking, should be calling you senior brother. No, miss, you must be joking. You are the daughter of the sect leader, which means you are the junior sect leader. Although what you said makes sense, rules are rules. Lin Xian'er had no choice but to compromise with Yu Tian's insistence. Fine, Fine, you can call me whatever you want. But earlier, you said you wanted to go to Chuyuan Valley to search for heavenly and earthly treasures? Upon hearing this, Yu Tian had an ominous premonition, but he still nodded his head. That's great. Let's go, I'll go with you. Now that I'm in the holy world, I want to see the scenery. Chuyuan Valley is the territory of the Xuanzong Sect. I believe my father wouldn't blame me for leaving without permission. As she spoke, she looked at Yu Tian with anticipation. This. Miss, should we ask the sect leader before making a decision? What if the sect leader, Aya, that's enough. Let's go, I can't wait any longer. After speaking, without waiting for Yu Tian's reply, her silhouette flickered as she appeared 100 meters away. It seems that I have done something wrong. Although his heart was thumping, he had no choice but to follow. He didn't dare to let anything happen to this little ancestor of his. In the palace where Lin Rei was located, the sleeping Lin Rei didn't know that after he returned, his originally cold daughter had regained the attitude of a little girl. Quick, it's almost done. Hurry up. The little dragon who was in Lin Rei's body had been observing the situation of the thunder flame with his divine sense. Seeing the thunder flame shrinking bit by bit, he felt extremely excited. You're tuning into the Biyao's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.